are you, BB?
Don't ask too many personal questions, John.
I mean, you told me once before, but like, we're not compatible, right? You're like,
I'm in my 40s.
yeah.
Also, I'm in London. You're in Chicago.
Hmm. I've never been to London, but I would really like to go.
Now, would you now?
Yeah, sure. All that history. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, London is cool. It's definitely worth visiting.
Have you ever
Nah.
have you ever read Rumi?
Yeah. Some time ago. It's a little too confusing for me, but I know you like that kind of
Well,
horror.
it's not about confusing. Really, I was talking to this musician here in Chicago, and we were discussing YouTube, and I said all communication is hypnosis. What you're doing when you're putting up a video is you're essentially hypnotizing your audience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what you're really doing is creating a deep state of relaxation. And if you don't create a deep state of relaxation, then your audience is gonna like run for the fucking hills. So she's like, "You're really smart. I like the way your brain thinks."
She said that to you?
Yeah. And then I was like, "Well, give me your number. I'll take you out for brunch tomorrow." She's like, "Okay." And then she canceled on me. She's like, "I just need a day to myself." I was like, "Okay."
Can't you just put her in a state of hypnosis?
I think I dehypnotized her by texting her in the morning, like a bunch of messages, like unnecessary suggestions, and I just became too extra real quick.
Oh.
But the thing is about an entertainer, who has an audience. She's a pretty successful musician. Somebody pointed out to me on this app that they're undateable because they're in a relationship with their audience.
Yeah, some of these people, entertainers, even narcissistic tendencies
I
that
mean,
makes them undateable.
the problem with narcissists or narcissism is it's still just a concept, meaning that like it's no different than the term ego. It just doesn't exist in the real world. You could claim somebody's narcissist, but you could also like that's just saying they're selfish or mean or nasty or a miser. It's like people throw the term narcissist around a lot, just like the word ego.
Yeah, but there's a few of them on this app. People who just like to hear themselves speak rather than the conversation.
Well, when a bird is chirping, at 5 in the morning and doing a love song, like it likes the way it sounds, but it's trying to attract people. So people who are big talkers on this app, um, they're just peacocking.
Yeah, I mean, not you, because you're always just doing your rooms, but
No, this is my peacocking.
you know what I mean.
I'm a smarter peacock. This is an intelligent peacock speaking here or chirping here. Wait till I get to the roomie. Then you're gonna be like, "Oh, come to London, John. I want to make love to you, and take you to the fanciest dinner in all of London. Oh, the poetry, John, the ecstasy." Just a joke. Um. Okay, we're getting ready to read Rumi. The one prerequisite before you read Rumi is you smoke a little bit of cannabis. So I'm going to pack myself a little cannabis before I begin reading this ecstatically brilliant poetry by Dr. Rumi, professor of the soul. What time is it there?
It's almost 7.
7 in the morning?
No, in the evening.
Oh. Seven-hour time difference.
I've been sleeping all day. I just woke up. Well, not all day, for a few hours. I was up all night.
I didn't go to sleep till 5:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
I find time flies if you're like on this app sometimes and you've been drinking or you had a smoke or whatever you've done. And you come out here and time just flies and you spend your time like arguing with silly people. And I had so many back channels from like random people where I was in different rooms telling me how stupid the rooms were. I'm like, which room are you referring to? Because I'm only seeing these messages now. I don't know.
Okay, this is Roomy. Okay, this is called Cuisine and Sex. You risk your life to feed desires, yet you give your soul only short grazing spans, and those grudgingly. You borrow 10 and repay 14. Most of your decisions can be traced back to cuisine and sex. The fuel basket goes from one stokehole to the next. 6 friends hoist your handsomeness and carry it to the cemetery. Food changes going from table to latrine. You live between deaths, thinking that's right enough. Close these eyes to open the other. Let the center brighten your light, your sight. The soul fell into the soup of nature and started mixing with all manner of delicious and not so tasty ingredients. Our actions take on a tinge of those we're near. God keep us from bitter company. Be clear and smiling for those who are glad to see you. Someone who's not, let his way darken like a pen leaving its faltering ink trail.
It's very difficult to translate, by the way. You know?
Well,
it sounds very different.
I'm not translating it. This is like, some scholar who...
Yeah, I know, but does it make sense to you?
Yeah, this is poetry. I mean, it deals with God mostly. I mean, there's wisdom in Rumi's poetry. A lot of stuff like, I read once it said like, when the bird escapes the cage, it doesn't fly back to see what it's, it doesn't fly back to gather up its droppings. It's like talking about relationships. Okay, this is the one I'm looking for. This is Love Poems by Rumi. It's edited by Deepak Chopra. Okay, so this is the meditation. Take the deepest breath of the day. The agony and ecstasy of divine discontent, the moods of Rumi. In the orchard and rose garden, I long to see your face. In the taste of sweetness, I long to kiss your lips. In the shadows of passion, I long for your love. Oh, supreme lover, let me leave aside my worries. The flowers are blooming with the exaltation of your spirit. By Allah, I long to escape the prison of my ego and lose myself in the mountains and the desert. These sad and lonely people tire me. I long to revel in the drunken frenzy of your love and feel the strength of Rustam in my hands. I am sick of mortal kings. I long to see your light. With lamps in hand, the sheikhs and mullahs roam the dark alleys of these towns, not finding what they seek. You are the essence of the essence, the intoxication of love. I long to see your praises, but stand mute with the agony of wishing in my heart. The agony of lovers burns with the fire of passion. Lovers leave traces of where they've been. The wailing of broken hearts is the doorway to God. The alchemy of love. You come to us from another world, from beyond the stars and void of space, transcendent, pure, of unimaginable beauty, bringing with you the essence of love. You transform all who are touched by you. Mundane concerns, troubles, and sorrows dissolve in your presence, bringing joy to ruler and ruled, to peasant and king. You bewilder us with your grace. All evils transform into goodness. You are the master alchemist. You light the fire of love in earth and sky, in heart and soul of every being. Through your loving existence and non-existence merge. All opposites unite. All that is profane becomes sacred again. Om. Aroused passion. O God, let all lovers be content. Give them happy endings. Let their lives be celebrations. Let their hearts dance in the fire of your love. My sweetheart, you have aroused my passion. Your touch has filled me with desire. I am no longer separate from you. These are precious moments. I beseech you, don't let me wait. Let me merge with you. The awakening. In the early dawn of happiness, you gave me 3 kisses so that I would wake up to this moment of love. I tried to remember in my heart what I dreamt about during the night before I became aware of this morning of life. I found in my dreams, but the moon took me away. It lifted me up to the firmament and suspended me there. I saw how my heart had fallen on your path, singing a song. Between my love and my heart, things were happening which slowly made me recall everything. You arouse me with your touch, although I can't see your hands. You have kissed me with tenderness, although I haven't seen your lips. You are hidden from me, but it is you who keeps me alive. Perhaps the time will come when you will tire of kisses. I shall be happy, even for insults from you. I only ask that you keep some attention on me. Behind the scenes, is it your face that adorns this garden? Is it your fragrance that intoxicates this garden? Is it your spirit that has made this brook a river of wine? Hundreds have looked for you and died searching in this garden where you hide behind the scenes. But this pain is not for those who come as lovers. You are easy to find here. You are in the breeze and in the river of wine. Know that my beloved is hidden from everyone. Know that she is beyond the belief of all beliefs. Know that in my heart she is as clear as the moon. Know that she is the life in my body and in my soul. Bittersweet. In my hallucination, I saw my beloved's flower garden. In my vertigo, in my dizziness, in my drunken haze, whirling and dancing like a spinning wheel, I saw myself at the source of existence. I was there in the beginning, and I was the spirit of love. Now I am sober. There is only the hangover and the memory of love, and only the sorrow. I yearn for happiness. I ask for help. I want mercy. And my love says, look at me and hear me, because I'm here just for that. I am your moon, and your moonlight too. I am your flower garden, and your water too. I have come all this way, eager for you, without shoes or shawl. I want you to laugh, to kill all your worries, to love you, to nourish you. Oh, sweet bitterness, I will soothe you and heal you. I will bring you roses. I too have been covered with thorns. My burning heart. My heart is burning with love. All can see this flame. My heart is pulsing with passion. like waves on an ocean. My friends have become strangers, and I am surrounded by enemies. But I am free as the wind, no longer hurt by those who reproach me. I'm at home wherever I am, and in the room of lovers, I can see with closed eyes the beauty that dances behind the veils, intoxicated with love. I too dance the rhythm of this moving world. I have lost my senses in my world of lovers. My burning heart. My heart is burning with love. All can see this flame. My heart is pulsing with passion. Okay, that's my burning heart. We're going to move on to Caught in the Fire of Love. My heart is on fire. In my madness, I roam the desert. The flames of my passion devour the wind and the sky. My cries of longing, my wails of sorrow are tormenting my soul. You wait patiently, looking into my intoxicated eyes. You accept my passion with the serenity of love. You are the master of existence. One day I shall be a lover like you. Come to me. I am your lover. Come to my side. I will open the gate to your love. Come settle with me. Let us be neighbors to the stars. You have been hiding so long, drifting aimlessly in the sea of my love. Even so, you have always been connected to me, concealed, revealed, in the known, in the unmanifest. I am life itself. You have been a prisoner of a little pond. I am the ocean and its turbulent flood. Come, merge with me, leave this world of ignorance. Be with me. I will open the gate to your love. Defeated by love, the sky was lit by the splendor of the moon. So powerful, I fell to the ground. Your love has made me sure. I am ready to forsake this worldly life and surrender to the magnificence of your being. Desire. I desire you more than food or drink. My body, my senses, my mind hunger for your taste. I can sense your presence in my heart, although you belong to all the world. I wait with silent passion for one gesture, one glance from you. Do you love me? A lover asked his beloved. Do you love yourself more than you love me? The beloved replied, I have died to myself and I live for you. I've disappeared from myself and my attributes. I am present only for you. I have forgotten all my learnings. But from knowing you, I have become a scholar. I have lost all my strength, but from your power, I am able. If I love myself, I love you. If I love you, I love myself. Dying to love. Die, die, die in this love. If you die in this love, your soul will be renewed. Die, die. Don't fear the death of that which is known. If you die to the temporal, you will become timeless. Die, die. Cut off those chains that hold you prisoner to the world of attachment. Die, die, die to the deathless, and you will be eternal. Die, die. Come out of this cloud. When you leave the cloud, you will be the effulgent moon. Die, die. Die to the din and the noise of mundane concerns. In the silence of love, you will find the spark of life. The hunt, the lovers come. The lover comes. The lover comes. Open the way for him. He's looking for a heart. Let's show him one. I scream, what you came to hunt is me. He says laughingly, I'm here not to hunt you, but to save you. I am, and I am not. I'm drenched in the flood, which is yet to come. I'm tied up in the prison, which has yet to exist. Not having played the game of chess, I'm already the checkmate. Not having tasted a single cup of your wine, I am already drunk. Not having entered the battlefield, I'm already wounded and slain. I no longer know the difference between image and reality. Like the shadow, I am, and I am not.
like, do I go tell something? Because I know she in there, but what is she not answering them or something?
She in there.
So then,
How old is these people? Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm saying.
So they playing hide and seek.
Okay, this is Rumi Poetry Book, Deep Hypnosis. Okay, this is Rumi Poetry Book. What up, George? We're reading Rumi. We're reading Rumi. Invite people to the room. Come up on the stage if you want to say anything. This is a meditation hypnosis room. An NLP ASMR therapeutic dialectic. Hi, Mary. Hi, Melissa. Welcome back. Okay, just take the next couple minutes to do some deep breathing. I'll be right back. Chris. Got a big ass bug in my apartment. Coming out my mouth. Oh, Mary Lou.
So this is how dumb this is. So I put an article in about 20 minutes ago. This was Axios. This is like a Johnson said, if you guys do this, I'll do that. So this is the tit for tat that we talked about.
Thanks. He break it and said, take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. This do in.
I'm looking for. Look, you see right here, KB.
Yo, what's up, bro?
I look to him, my brother right here. This is his spot. He run the shit, but I just be here with content. So like, they ain't believe, but he already checked out. But he want to talk to Demi though. He looking for Demi.
You say real, bro?
Look like him. You see that right here?
Apologize for Demi.
Hold on, this.
Apologize.
Yeah.
Who wanna apologize?
Now she need to apologize.
Man, bitch,
Not
don't get
you.
you nuts. She don't gotta apologize.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but listen.
What categories? And the one that jumped into my head just now, Muhammad, as an example, is Beni Adam, mankind. You can be used credibly.
She was very pleasant in her tone, very pleasant in her demeanor, but the end result, the effect was still the same. Once you know what a person is saying, regardless of how nice and sweet and sappy it sounds, the end.
Well, I was in Kenya. Hold up. God damn, bro. I'm about to go into work. Please let me finish this. Shit. So look, when I was in Kenya, all the little African kids did not play with me. All the real quick. These people right here, are they being saved alive? Let me ask the better question in the yes or no form. Can you save alive these people?
Yes.
Not the 7 Canaanite nations? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
So now I'm going to expound. Moderation.
You asked a question, it was clean. You want to expound on that question?
It was a clean yes, too. You heard it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Before, like, there was not like an empire. They were like kind of like, I guess, Greek city-states, if you want to call it that. So like there was an example of people organizing just their communities in Africa, like the Igbo too, for example.
We're losing. You guys.
We're losing?
You guys are losing because so many people become apostates.
That's why you're
Because these people are gonna burn in fucking hell next to Allah, who's Shaitan. Yeah, Shaitan is Allah. That's the same person.
She might.
Same day as if it's like all the white people are doing. The white people actually just hear me out.
The faction that wants to purge the Jews.
No, but hear me out. The ones that live in New York are okay with the people praying in Times Square.
I'm not talking about those.
The ones that
people are okay with.
Hear me out.
They're okay with the Zionists.
The white people, hear me out, bro. The white people that live in Dearborn,
and then the consciousness, but our observation, our theories about those are all objective.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you there.
Okay, good.
But not.
Yeah, sorry, Alpha. Go ahead. What were you gonna ask?
No, I was wondering when Andre made his argument for the.
Should just gonna have a watch party, we just watch it live. But nowadays, we get telling you that we couldn't come no more now saying you ain't buying nobody to graduation, this and that. When we said it from the get-go, what you doing out of this?
Yes, that's
Yes,
correct.
but it doesn't
Okay,
say
hold on.
that specifically.
I know. I'm gonna read what it says.
All I'm saying is, it's crazy how in a specific religious factor, there's a lot of war happening. More than.
It's true.
watching the news, and there's another company from New York.
Hold on. So what'd you say, sister?
I just wanted some clarity. Did y'all say Buddhism or Buddhism?
Buddhism.
Oh, I see. Okay, unseriousness is right.
You want to convert?
Great, the hot.
Join.
You was talking to him.
You could. No, J-Mo, no.
Can I
told me that.
She sound like a cow.
Ain't all they money. You know what I'm saying?
Tell that Shia guy's a faggot.
Oh, Sam, they're attracting the rats.
No, don't do this here, Agostino.
Tell the shit.
Bro, man's holding like
Got to add in.
All praises, all praises. I've been hearing that all day, all night, you know. Give me that Luke 21. I don't know if y'all read it. I've been moving around.
Like objectivism, and I'm just telling you, like, no, but objectivism is right, and I can't tell you why it's right, and I can't contrast other views to tell you, like, oh yeah, like, I actually know what, like, the opposing views are. Then I would say, like, yeah, holy shit, I'm actually being dogmatic, because I don't know what I believe in or why I believe in it. I just accept it on faith. But I'm literally...
It's the same thing with the argument, with the anti-Western argument, when they say, oh, the West is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I say, compared to what?
Exactly.
And the whole conversation breaks down.
Yeah, exactly, because, you know, like...
Called .club, and we got it, and we sold that to GoDaddy a few years ago, and it's been 14 years now between Windows, but ICANN, the organization that runs the internet, they're opening up new GTLDs, and that could be a great opportunity in 2026. I think that's got to hit our list. Eileen, I know you were gonna say something there as well.
Yeah, it ties in actually regulation, energy, and real estate. Sort of a little bit of an idea, but I'm hopeful that some regulation will be applied to some of the heavy AI players in the field.
don't know. They just come for you.
میخواستم بگم ما دید که امیر حسین قبلیه رو اینجوری نابود کرد پلاسم پرید
جدی؟
آره پلاسه پرید.
بعد آخه داستان الان اینجوریه که دیگه نمیتونم بگیره جدید. میگه این آردی شما تا مثلا نوامبر 2026 این فعاله.
پلاس اصلا
Alright, let's get it. So look. This is a real story. This happened earlier this week. So if y'all don't know who George is,
I answered your question. And you're not accepting the answer. You're not accepting the answer.
That if a man fucked a prepubescent little girl after his man.
woman, all the single ladies, all.
The Game of Thrones. That provision. Anybody aware of that?
Because
Yeah,
he's
they're
the
coming
only
out
one
with
who's
the Duncan
Egg novellas as a TV show.
Okay, I have
Listen to Sijuwade.
You were really into Game of Thrones, right?
That's Sijuwade.
Yeah, that's
She's not very into Game of
I got I don't have more. I don't know, 5 years ago. I was like super
are
into
you
like.
dude?
Oh
Under
my
your
God,
view,
who's
do you
this?
believe that the
Minor
AP
Health.
analysis kind of focuses
Like
on
the
Black
brackets.
Americans for the most part and kind of disregards other Black identities across the world? So like, I think it just focuses on mostly those who are
when people tell me you
come from the line of chattel and slavery
no, I
in
came to
America.
the West. My family came to the West.
It's
Yes, of
another
course the West
level.
has problems.
So the industry doesn't mess with her.
Humans
Like
live
they
here.
don't. But at the end of the day,
Like,
she's gonna make money for her label.
they need
So she's gonna
food,
get all the
they
same
need sex,
resources,
they
and
need housing.
Azealia Banks has never had
But
that.
when you
She's
say
never
the
actually
West
had.
compared to what? Please, for goodness sake, for whatever sake.
Because of tax reasons, because of just policy. Like, you know, here's the thing about a lot of Democrats, right? People like Obama.
White nationalist Christians are for things like critical race theory?
No.
No, why not? Well, because they benefit and they profit off of they profit colonialism.
Okay, so that's
even
why I'm getting
neocolonialism.
these YouTube
So what
clips
does
all
this
the
have
time.
to do?
Yeah,
What
bro.
is critical race theory, bro? What does it have to do with
Are you getting them as well?
So we're getting there slowly.
White
Right?
companies, white
You're saying,
nationalists have to
yeah,
do
no,
colonialism.
yeah,
Think
you just have to track
so.
the conversation. This goes back
They
to
did that
Biden.
one.
You know my
You're so weird. You is weird.
I love you.
You are weird.
I just you called me on God. Beat your ass, call me. Mama putting up a drink.
You are is weird.
That nigga said it. You not gonna touch her no more. She want the arms now.
I'm on chain.
Doesn't the do some hip hop abs on that?
Okay, what were you gonna ask, Will?
I think the account is not like the persona is not dead and gone. It's just outside of your visibility at the moment.
Correct. That is correct.
Who?
We'll just log back in and change everything later.
I love it when she does that.
Hey, John, I just wanted to mention, I think the election has done really wonderful things for you. Because I was sitting there and I was remember all those times I would come into your room and you would say like really, really mean things about me?
So if you look at the Democrats and you say that they're
Every time I came in, you would just you would just be like so harsh about how I don't know anything and how stupid I am and how much I blab. Remember that?
Keep going, keep going.
Oh no, it's just all that kind of stuff, and you were really consistent with it. And I just wanted to say that yeah, I think it's been nice having this different, more mature, just a kinder side of you.
Well, thank you. I think reading poetry is like a neurolinguistic program, or dialectic therapy. And you learn what's necessary and unnecessary. And so much of the communication on this app, like 99.9% of it, as you know, I believe, is unnecessary. So I salute you, I hope you are all having a lovely day. And you make it the most joyful day you can.
Even you want me to translate that?
To what? Farsi or Arabic or Greek?
Go fuck himself. Yeah.
Latin.
He was trying to say thank you, but right now I don't know what to do with this. Like, I know what it is, but I don't know where to put it. I don't know how to receive it.
Well, I've deposited it. It's transferred, and it's duly noted.
Will it show up on the ledger, though?
See, I received something different, and that might be the difference between a objective mind, which would have been Will's, and then my mind, my insecure mind. But I feel like mine would have been more accurate. What I heard him say was, well, I still think all those things, but I realize I don't have to say them. Would that be who was closer?
No, see, I don't think you're stupid. Obviously, you're an intelligent woman. And you didn't cite anything specific. First off, it was a very vague generality about how I insulted you, but it was nothing specific other than
because
I teased
they were just
you.
insults. No, they were insults. You have hours and hours and hours of the insults. I would come in your room and you would just insult me. You would introduce me on your stage and you would insult me.
Well, see,
they were just constant insults. Yeah, okay, sure. No, I'm not going to remember the insults because they weren't important enough for me to remember.
Well, I record everything, so
right.
Feel free to go back to the timestamp that you think I lobbed these supposed insults. Which
wait, hold on, wait. Supposed insults. Wait a second. What are we talking about here?
I've had. Listen, how many?
You don't think that's what you did to me?
Well, how many times do you think we've talked?
He does that to so many people. You can't expect him to keep track of that. Come on.
See, Bima, we've had many conversations though that were not insulting. You and I personally in small rooms or just like, over the years at this point. So my recollection.
No, you're confusing me with other people.
Oh no, I'm not.
The first real conversation I ever had with you was this year, sir. It was this year, and I was shocked.
Yeah, maybe this year.
Yeah, it was this year, and there were two other people in the room, and I remember it very specifically. Because we were all having infinite abundance was one of the person that was in there, and I was like, wow, hold on a second, this is a whole different John. I've never gotten this side before. I was very
Well, I
think so, but well, maybe that's just for you to remember. You were really harsh for a really long time, and all of that was recorded, and you were so mean and so cruel. But I'm glad that, whether you weren't aware of it or whatever, it's not here anymore. I'm grateful that John is gone.
This conversation reminds me of shit that my mother says. And all I can say is check the record. There's a reason why I record everything because, A, I am trying to do self-improvement. And if I did do something which was, vulgar, I don't think it was vulgar what I was doing, but if I was disagreeing with you politically with regards to revolution or anarchy or some type of, position that you have, and you took it personally. I wouldn't necessarily call that a personal attack on your character or who you are or your intelligence.
I'm not gonna be gaslit by you, John. I'm sorry. Like, stop. Please just stop. Because I'm not. I mean, like, it's. If you don't, I would encourage you to. I don't care enough to, because I lived it once, and I don't need to go back and listen to it. But apparently, you don't remember. I remember, because I remember who's cruel to me. We tend to remember those things.
I don't think I've ever really been cruel to you,
People
though.
would make fun of the things that you would say to me in other rooms, dude.
I will not. I just want to repeat back to you what you just said to me. I will not be gaslit by you.
I don't know whether to take you serious or not.
I will not.
I don't know whether to take you serious or not. You have the hours of recording. Please go listen to it anytime. I encourage you to. And no, I disagree with people on the daily basis. That is what I love to do. I would much rather be in a room on stage with 100 people that disagree with me than 100 people that agree with me. That's why I go into these other rooms where everybody on stage disagrees with me. The only pro-pally voice on a whole stage of 20 people. I do it all the time. I never have issues with people insulting me. I understand that they don't like my positions, but they stay, focused on the topic. I'm very, very aware of the difference between a character attack and an attack on a position. I don't know, dude. Maybe you're suppressing shit, but either way, I'm glad to have this different side of you. And you could take that as passive aggressive. It may be, I don't really know at this point, but there is also a gratitude there, which is also truthful. Because it is nice to not have somebody just be constantly just cruel and rude and nasty to you.
Well, I like to be in the now, and that was one of the rules I liked in Mojo's room, was don't bring up drama from old rooms, because that forces you to be in the now moment, which is the blessed state. So, again, I'm just hoping and praying and wishing that all of you make the smartest decisions. Maybe read a book to have the most joyful day you can have.
Amen.
Oh, did he? He went down to the goo. I like this. Resolving problems. Who's next?
I'm sorry, I mean,
we're working on Will's flat ass. We're working on Prima and John.
You can't.
Who's next?
Please don't talk about my ass with John in the room. This is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's going to be archived.
Yeah.
It's going to be archived in infamy, and it's probably going to be parts of AI data set 1,000 years from now.
Okay, so what do you think happens? I'm sauteing some potatoes now with my onions. What do you think happens to the bone broth if I stick a little bone broth in there? Am I boiling out all the good stuff?
Well, you've taken away the caramelization that's occurred. It's rewarded that.
Oh, but it's so beautiful and brown, I don't care. The onions are gorgeous.
Well, I didn't understand that. Was that like a celebration of?
I put bone broth.
Heat it up, but don't boil it. That'll
Don't boil it.
be a better way to go. Yeah, just get it warm, but don't boil it.
I'd cook all that shit off, low and slow. I'd just recover from my mistake of putting bone broth in there.
It kicked me. It kicked me to the goo.
It won't boil. It's just gonna take it forever. So it'll be 5 o'clock again. Okay.
friend. I knew some guys, Lebanese guys from Beirut back in Florida, and they had these they had this white kid that used to work in their tire shop, and back in Florida, and he was like a fucking miscreant, you know, like his mom and dad were both dead. He lived with his grandma, and his grandma.
Council of Valence, Council of Quercy, Ticinus. But if they're probably going to have a vote, are they still universally
The first day, they gonna put me into the office and I'm not keeping up. I said, y'all just gave me 3 trucks by myself. There's 2 people calling out me. I said, I'm not keeping up. Stop playing. I was so upset. And I didn't even last another year. After 3 weeks after that, I played. Like, that shit.
Everybody in here kind of new. Who are these people?
These are mostly people from Yonkers.
Oh, I remember when Bart, I don't be on here that much, but I remember when Bart made the room. It was like a couple months ago, like 3 months ago or some shit.
Andy, yeah.
What's wrong with you, man?
What I do, Joshua?
You will start seeing things opening up for you. You'll start attracting people. Things will start coming together, clicking for you. Comes your greatness.
Who are you?
And my family's from like the East Jerusalem area. Close to Nazareth. We're literally like 2 blocks from there.
By the way, Mira, speaking of the Palestinian guy, he just happened to randomly message me.
Which one?
The older one.
But turn those contacts into real life interactions. Your heart needs it. Your soul needs it. The right brain knows, and you can't fool the brain. Lesson 3, how do you exercise the right hemisphere? By doing the things that you really need with the time that you've gotten from the technology that you're talking about in this summit. Love abundantly. My friends, I got the data. I've been doing this for years. People say, what's the solution? What's the secret of happiness? Here's what it is. Happiness is love. Full stop. I'm talking about the way that you love other people. The most complex thing you can do, by the way, is falling in love romantically, because it's the most unpredictable thing. People have been trying to figure that one out, to solve that problem. The dating apps have tried algorithmically to solve that problem. No, you know it's not true. It's impossible. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Opening yourself up to the heartbreak and to the thrills of love. And for those of you like me who've been married for 1,000 years, that's the best kind of love there is. That's really where we need to spend our time that we bought with the tech. Second is your soul, the work that you're doing with your soul, the relationship that you have with the divine. As you understand the divine, the antenna to the divine is on the right side of your brain. Do not limit yourself to the left side, because that's shutting down the antenna of the ultimate needs that you have. The world tells you that the secret to happiness is just to love things and use people and worship yourself. But the truth is that you should love people and use things and worship the divine. But your antenna to the divine is turned off if your right brain is extinguished. Third is nature. You need more beauty. The shocking thing that I see today is the average child in America spends between 4 and 7 minutes in nature a day, and between 4 and 7 hours on the screens every day. That's the wrong proportion. buy the time with the efficiency tool.
I'm tied up in the prison, which has yet to exist. Not having played the game of chess, I'm already the checkmate. Not having tasted a single cup of your wine, I am already drunk. Not having entered the battlefield, I'm already wounded and slain. I no longer know the difference between image and reality. Like the shadow, I am. Sounds like shit my mom says. And I am not. Which is yet to come. I'm tied up in the prison, which has yet to exist. Oh, Nora Bandura. Not having played the game of chess, I'm already the checkmate. Not having tasted a single cup of your wine, I am already drunk. Not having entered the battlefield, I'm already wounded. Oh, Harlequin is here, my man. The man with a plan. I've been reading Rumi all morning, working on my happiness, unlike other people on this app who want to just like stir the pot, create drama again, bringing up things from the past all the time.
But what are you saying, John? Like we don't need all that to create drama. We can just create the drama right here and now between the two of us.
No, the point is, in the now, there's no drama.
There's no drama?
Not in the now.
What's everybody doing?
Creating drama.
So loud and noisy about
there's a saying that you are the sky, everything else is just the weather.
Yeah, John, I think if you don't have anything important to say, you might want to just keep the conversation to the weather.
No, meaning that you are the all, and that everybody else is just an emotional, bowl of soup. And they just want you to stir it a little bit.
And why wouldn't you be included in that set? What exempts one from that set?
Hold on, I gotta call.
Anything?
What'd you say?
I said, what would exempt one from that set that you referred to?
A set? What are we, like, some kind of like data scientists
the
or
drama.
some shit?
Well, whatever. No, look, I'm not invoking set theory necessarily. It's the colloquial usage of that group that you characterize the drama. What exempts someone from it? Hello?
Hi, is this bungalow? I tried to make a reservation, but I got the time wrong. I made it for 5. I was wondering if it's possible to do like 7:30 instead.
Yeah, let me take a look. You said you made a reservation for tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me 1 second. What was the name under the reservation?
John Kitover. I thought it.
John. Yeah, we've got you booked for 2 guys, and you were hoping to change that to something a little later?
Yeah, maybe 7:30.
Yeah, let me see if I have anything available. Give me 1 sec.
Sorry, it's November 7th. I was confusing that for 7 p.m.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I can go ahead and move that to 7:30 tonight for you, John. Would that work?
Okay, fabulous. Thank you so much. It's my birthday, by the way. Best wishes to you.
Happy birthday. We'll see you later.
Okay, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Wow. What a miracle, Harlequin.
What happened?
Success. That's what happened.
Oh yeah, what reservation went through? My attention petered out there at the end. I'm talking to my delivery driver. What happened?
I got us into this like super hard RSVP restaurant for 7:30, which is prime time reservation.
Who are you going with?
A doctor, an oral surgeon.
Nice. Oh wow.
She already told me though, no late night. She's like, I got work at 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Like, I'm just taking you out for dinner and dropping you off? Because that's lame. On a Friday night?
I'm sorry, say that one more time? Yeah. You know, you didn't answer my question, by the way. You just, like, took a call.
Yeah, I got to take care of my life here, man. I mean, you know, it's
Yeah,
like...
I know. But you do avoid me often.
What do you think's more important?
I realized that the other day, too. I was thinking about it, how I've kind of been under the impression that I've avoided you, just as I've avoided my higher self. But, like, you've avoided me as well, and why shouldn't that be the case?
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
When magnets aren't meant to, you know, come together, right?
This ain't nut to butt, butt to nut, my friend. This isn't some kind of LGBTQ conversational club. This isn't nut to butt, butt to nut, buddy. Like, I am here for self-development and personal improvement. So, you know, it's about, unfortunately, developing myself. And in the process, I hope that other people might get a clue that, you know, they're the weather.
You think you're creating or cultivating and creating, or do you just think you happen to be catalyzing? I think those things can be very different. I think you can be a catalyst, and it can almost be seemingly unrelated, right? Like it should be the case that I could catalyze some event subsequently, right? It could be unrelated, other than just the bare bones of it. Like I do X and that causes, you know, Y, and down the road Z. But they may not have any other like identity relation on the surface of it, right? Like whereas like if you're trying to cultivate and create something, I don't know, it seems more deliberate toward that end. I imagine you catalyze a lot.
Let me ask you a question.
I don't know that you're doing much to create.
Let me ask you a question, Harley Quinn. Let me ask you a question.
We're really great if I could have finished that point. We really had to punch you in there.
Go ahead, repeat it. Get that punch.
When you step on a person's conclusion, it just makes them look like they've been gibberating the whole time.
Gibberating?
So
never saw that in categories come up. Let me ask you a question. Describe to me putting together a plate of Thanksgiving food. And then tell me which item on...
Or a plate.
A plate. And then tell me which item on that Thanksgiving plate.
I'd rather put on play. Can we do the play?
What item on that Thanksgiving plate is the catalyst? Go ahead.
The catalyst for what?
You were talking about catalysts, and I'm asking you to describe what is a Thanksgiving plate, you know, on your plate, and what item on that plate, which food item would you consider the catalyst?
I think I could better get an idea, and we could shape it by way of understanding what it is that ends up being, like, catalyzed.
Well, you just basically gave me a bag full of items, and I'm trying to create a metaphor to basically tell you that, you know, everything you're saying is somewhat pointless because it's the all, and unfortunately, you know, you are discriminating, and therefore I have to say, you know, your intellectual philosophical position is very tentative and at risk of falling apart instantaneously.
So what? I mean, I think I've asked more questions and maybe drawn a few like patterns that I've noticed, but I don't have any like hard conclusions here, you know. Like just something I've noticed. It just seems to me that like it's a label or even a veneer to say I am here for development, but if I point to the room being empty, or if I just ask the simple question, are you trying to cultivate and create it like deliberately? Because then it would just seem that, to me, it would be the case that you would be all about the furnishing of the content of what it means to be developed or to develop oneself, instead of just simply reiterating and recapitulating the label, you know, the category. This is self-development, right? Like, okay, but in virtue of what, other than just the assertion? Because it seems to me, like I was saying earlier, before you so rudely cut me off, is that if, as I said, I used to think that, you know, I'm avoiding you, but I've more so recently come to the understanding that I think you avoided me as well. And I think there's a reason for that, right? Like polar opposites, but like in a way, polar opposites have much in common for that like same reason. If you look at like archetypes and tropes, like literary tropes are like this. Give you an example. Do you I don't suppose you watch well, are you familiar with like different tropes like the empty hero trope, for example, that archetype? It's a somewhat modern label, but it's on a age-old archetype. You familiar at all, like even vaguely, John, with that?
No.
Yes? I think
No, I never heard of it.
well, you contrast the Harlequin archetype quite well, because with the Harlequin archetype, it's almost seen as like a lower energy, a lower god that mocks from afar the institutions, the status quo, the powers that be. You're in the court, but you're a peasant, right? So there's this duality within the archetype, but it's a lower subversion, right? It's like you are a lower god that subverts as opposed to the high and mighty god that smashes and bulldozes his way through. And that's actually more so the empty hero, right? That's what I'm contrasting our archetype with, the empty hero that sort of like modally, or like the avatar mode, right? You have this light switch on, and suddenly this person is just like in a very two-dimensional way, just about the business, about the doing, about the action, about the flow state. And there's not like any more personality there, right? So it's a very like, it's kind of a flat archetype, but archetypes kind of are that way, right? Anyway, I just think it's interesting because I could consider that all this time I've been sort of floating around and wasting time in some of these debate bro rooms instead of just, up to hijinks like your dumbasses. And I could think that I've been denying myself all this time, all these years wasted on this app. But like at the same time, I think I've been doing the same work that you've been doing, just in a different way. Like, just as like you could oscillate from one trope to like the lower state trope of the Harlequin to like the higher state trope of the empty hero. Like it's all the same, really, in a way. So like you are me and I'm you, which is actually your original point. Boom! I just brought it home. Fuck you. Actually, no. Your original point was that everything is what? All? Or the all is... What was your original?
The all is now, and the now is the GOD.
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
I think God lives in the present. I think that's where we talk to God, if at all. And, I'm mostly just saying in your head, right? Because it's like the closest state of reflective conscious awareness, being aware of pre-reflective consciousness, which is just, to my understanding, like just even analytically, like linguistically, like broken and nonsensical. But like there seems to be this like flow state, right, where it's like you're aware of your immediate surroundings in a very Zen way. And I think that is where you cultivate that sense of presence and meaning and all of those virtues therein, yeah. Mm-hmm. Gonna get an amen, John?
Oh, I'm gonna give you something much better than amen. Because amen means truthfully, but I'm gonna give you certainty.
Wow. Well, I owe you.
Have you seen that movie Wishmaster?
I'm sorry, which movie?
Wishmaster.
I've not.
Well, you should go on YouTube and watch it. It's just kind of funny.
All right, then I'll do that. Good day to you.
Oh, wait, I'm not finished yet. Oh, he left. Okay, Tara Q. Chavez. Our Harlequin has left us. Too bad. We weren't finished with the game. We were going to get to the Fool, but he decided to leave early.
You understand that?
I understand.
I didn't leave. I didn't leave. I didn't leave my country. I'm born here.
Yes, you're the son of refugees. Your parents fled the war, correct?
No.
No.
That's an assumption. That's an assumption you're telling us, like the assumption you just made.
It's
You
a pretty
again,
logical assumption.
and again.
It's a pretty logical assumption.
And again, you're wrong.
Oh, really? Why did your parents flee the Central African Republic?
I don't have to answer you.
No, you
Who
don't.
said that they? Who said that they?
Because the answer is obvious.
No.
Yes. Yes, it is.
No, York. Maybe you let other people speak a little bit.
All right. Let's have other people speak. Go ahead.
I want Canada a little bit. Let other people speak. Candidate, why you are not my friend? Candidate, who are you?
We are friends, Amos.
No, I haven't seen. Well, now we are friends. No. Till now, only you ask me, but I don't know who you are. You want to remind me who you are, candidate?
I live in Chicago. My grandparents are Jewish. My father is Jewish. My aunt is Jewish. My uncles are Jewish. My cousins are Jewish.
And where do you come to Israel?
Last time I was there was 2017, maybe 2016. Tel Aviv. Stayed at the Dan Hotel.
Oh, you be smoking that Tel Aviv. That's
Gaza cheddar cheese.
that real Tel Aviv weed.
I see. Well, if it helps you coexist in the now, well then you're in the blessed state, the peaceful state. So, mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
So, Wyrock, what about this title? It was on coexistence. So, why did you come here? And we're not hearing an answer.
Maybe he needs more aid for his civil war from Israel.
Oh, here is Daniel. Long time I haven't seen Daniel.
Here comes the biggest Kahanis on the app.
Yeah. One of the most biggest in the clubhouse. It's true.
Excuse me, I wasn't there. Somebody was talking to me.
No, Wyrock, we were talking to Daniel.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Machi.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Even to my favorite Hamasnik Amos. Shabbat shalom, Amos.
What about to the Kahanis from Brooklyn, near Norman?
The Kahanis.
To everyone, but especially to the Hamas supporters.
Hamas supporter. Not anymore. Darim.
Can you believe the chutzpah of these Hamas in the tunnels? They don't want to give up their weapons. They're in the tunnels and they want us to get them out of there, but they don't want to give up their weapons. It's kind of unbelievable.
Are one weapons allowed in Israel?
We're talking about Gaza now.
I mean, it will quite be unfair if like Israel has weapons like that.
Wyrock, we're talking about Hamas terrorists in the tunnels right now.
Hey guys, could I just speak to Amos for 1 second? Sorry.
Go on.
To Connect.
Welcome to Connect. Amos, are you there?
Sexy voice like this.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Listen, don't say that. I just wanted to say, could you stop giving Samson mod, please? Because he keeps kicking me and my friends out from your rooms for no reason.
Samson, I never give Samson a...
He's been getting mod the past week, and I keep getting kicked out for no reason, and my friends keep getting kicked out too.
Okay, stay. Samson will come in a minute. I want you to come and to hear and to hear you. Why you think he kicked you?
No, honestly, I don't even comment. I'm just in the audience, and then suddenly he just kicks me, and he's the only mod besides you.
First, I had you back, but now everybody had me like that, and I apologize. Second, I don't agree any moderator I give. You know, it's a block, it's a rule, it's something like iron that nobody is allowed to block someone or so out from the room. Only I allow the green to mute, or if people like Amoro bothering so much, so we can put them down on the...
No, he just keeps kicking people out, so please don't give him moderator again.
Okay, I'm very glad that you told me, but I would like you to stay.
I'm gonna stay, but just don't give him
listen
moderator.
to Samson what he has to say about it. I'm sure in 10-15 minutes he will arrive.
Okay, thank you.
I know he will be here. I like to hear his side, not only say kicking.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry guys, continue.
Back to coexistence now.
Yeah, Grace. Do you have something to say about my country?
Heard a little bit. What did you have to say?
Hey, El Normo, thanks for reading the Tanya earlier to me the other day. That was nice. Anytime El Normo just, wants to read Tanya, we can get closer to coexistence now.
El Normo is not really for coexistence.
Really? Did you think that I was hiring you to speak for me? Why, Rock, you're not smart enough to speak for me. We could talk about Central African Republic again, but when it comes to my relationship with the neighbors of Israel, I think you need to learn a little bit before you can speak for me. Anyway,
I learned a lot about the Israelis.
Oh, good.
I learned a lot about that stuff. So let's talk about it.
Well, we're talking about the Hamasniks in the tunnels right now.
Let's talk about it.
We are. So the Hamasniks in the tunnels right now, inside the yellow line, I'm sure you know what that is. They want to come out of the tunnels, but they want to keep their weapons. And I was just from, Amos mentioned it earlier on, and I just think that's the most chutzpahdik thing I've ever heard. I think it's hilarious.
By the way, in this opinion, everybody say I'm a Hamasnik, like the Hamas. In this is I'm very, we say, I'm very, Victor Lieberman. What you think about, they go out with their hands up or to kill them, that's all. Remove them to Israel, investigate who are those people. Some of them are killing our soldiers today.
It's a funny situation, though, Amos. And I'm surprised Israel's not just killing them. But maybe we want to use...
Your Honor Majesty Donald Trump will not let Israel kill them.
You could be right. But how would
Isn't
he
it funny how Amos has a coexistence? He's like, oh, people and kill them. Your Trump is not letting us kill them.
Yeah, I get you.
It was on the newspaper that the Hamas released them. And Israel, very stupid. If it was Bibi Netanyahu, they were already released. But it's good that they're still keeping them. They show even movies how they pray and like this. As long as they keep the last body, especially the Lazar, keeping one body, everybody was sure that he's the soldier, Daniel, what is his name? The longest time.
You mean Gilad Shalit?
Golden. Hadar Golden.
There's also a person with mental issues.
Hadar Golden.
Oh, Hadar Golden, I'm talking. So he's
from before October 7th?
Yeah. He's 11 years he's in us.
From Tzuk Eitan.
And
Is it a body or a person?
He's gonna know for sure that they know where he is.
No, they know where he is.
They do.
Of course they know where he is.
Yes.
That's the thing. From all the hostages, if there's one that they know where he is, it's Sadar Goldin. He wasn't like buried during the war, or the person that did it is lost and no one knows.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. You want to read some Tanya?
Well, I have some Rumi. Do you want to hear some Rumi? It's just Rumi love poetry.
You got me into Tanya, candidate.
Well, my friend, my Jewish friend Max and his father have a business called Pronunciation Workshop, and they teach international speakers how to speak American English, and 80% of their customers are Muslims. And they absolutely love my friend's father, Dr. Gruber, who is a speech therapist. And I was telling him you should offer a course on poetry reading. And I like to think that what he does is actually hypnosis for his clients. But he teaches his clients how to speak American English. And anyways, I told him he should read Rumi. Then he was worried that Rumi might have, anti-Jewish stuff in there. And there could be, but this Love Rumi poetry book I have does not. But it's a really nice poem. I'll just read you a quick one. It's called Surrender. It says, "In love, nothing is eternal but drinking your wine. There is no reason for bringing my life to you other than losing it. I said, I just want to know you and then disappear. She said, knowing me does not mean dying." So it deals a little bit with the Shekhinah, like the feminine aspect of the divine or God, stuff like that.
Very nice, although a little morbid.
Well, can't make an omelet without...
I think that was a Bolshevik expression, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the Jewish expression is split the pumpkin while it's boiling.
What's that expression from?
I have this book on Jewish folk tales, and also the made-up Yiddish word fushta, which is used by
That's
Mel
exactly
Brooks.
what I thought. I thought it was Yiddish more than Hebrew.
Yeah, it's a Yiddish folk tale book.
Yeah, it is.
It's really interesting. A lot of interesting practices, like when to cut your fingernails, all kinds of weird little things to, I think they're like little Zen sentiments, like when you cut your fingernails, that's like a moment to be in the now, like the eternal now. Things like that, little things that this book points out, which are Jewish tradition or Yiddish or whatever, but
Or Bubba Mises.
What was that?
Does your husband like hearing Yiddish folk tales or like Yiddishisms from you, Grace? Does he find it interesting?
Does my husband?
Yeah.
My husband is a scholar. Of course he does. He laughs. I rarely use it. My father spoke Yiddish, so I'm used to it, only hearing it from him.
I rarely get to be in a room with Daniel since he blocked me. I'm so happy. I missed you.
Yesterday, I davened with a whole bunch of Bubba Hasidim. So they were all just talking away in Yiddish. It was kind of an unusual experience to be around, to be surrounded by Yiddish speakers.
Norma, I just asked my husband, and he said he likes it when I speak Yiddish.
I thought he would. I thought those old folky expressions they have similarities with expressions from Chinese.
My husband said no, they don't.
Oh.
That's his opinion. We don't know.
So, Buttercup, if you're here, what do you think about my PTO?
Without lies, Palestine dies. I disagree, but it's a nice sentiment. Thank you for sharing.
I can't think of any alternative to that expression.
You know, Daniel and Norma, you always ask me to say something nice about Israel. I want to say that
I've never asked you to do that.
but Tomer Yerushalmi is a fucking national hero. She is so impressive. I think history's gonna vindicate her, and she's gonna go down as a hero. Huh?
Hero? Why is she a hero?
She's a hero because she acted against her office. She broke the law. She violated her office. It was a betrayal, but she did it as a whistleblower in patriotism, out of love for her country, out of love for justice, out of love for better English.
She released fake anti-Jewish propaganda. She made a blood libel.
No, it's not fake. She released real footage that she should not have released.
Why is she a hero?
Exposed as fake.
Hold on. Why is she a hero?
She did it out of love for her country.
No, she did it to
hurt Israel out of love.
She did it in order. Hold on, Norma, please. She did it to protect her own soldier, her own unit. It's a PR move. It wasn't like about anything moral. And she lied to the Supreme Court. And what we need for the IDF is not something like this.
Agreed.
This is horrible. This is horrible.
She should be removed. She should face the consequences, but she made these sacrifices out of love and patriotism because her hands were tied. Let's look at the chronology.
I'm not sure that I understand, like, your in what way is that, like, patriotic or, like, helpful or, like, anything, like...
Because whistleblowing is always illegal. It's always a violation of your office.
She didn't whistleblow. It wasn't a whistleblower. I don't think that you know the chronologically of the...
I do. Let's go through it.
All right.
First, there's an investigation, and these guys are arrested, and there's a protest outside. There's people, including members of Likud, that are protesting the arrest of these men. And she realizes there's huge political blowback. And so she releases, the criticism is that she released the video instead of showing it in court, the way it should have been shown, right?
The criticism is that she lied after the video was leaked. She claimed to investigate. She started her investigation while she was the one leaking, and then she lied to the Supreme Court. If she had said, I leaked it, all right, punish me for leaking, I shouldn't have done, but what she did was a complete violation of trust and anything that she should stand for as the head of the legal team of anybody in Israel. Now, what she did
that part I'm not defending.
Hold on. Also, she's not a whistleblower because the arrest came after the complaint. Basically, she was the reason that she released this video was basically because of the arrest. So they were saying like, oh, why they're arresting soldiers during the war, and then she wanted to show, hey, there is like a reason why there was an arrest. Okay, she was basically defending the prosecution, not anything else. Okay, this is why she's not a hero. There was a way she could have done it differently by going to the specialized body in the army, which is the spokesperson, and said, listen, we have a problem. You need to deal with this because that is his profession. Her profession is not to manipulate the public perception or to do any of this. She needs to deal with the law. And what she did was illegal by the fact that she lied to the Supreme Court.
Daniel, so from what I understand from the people who are close to her and who are speaking and from her own statements, is she felt there were like hundreds of cases that were brought to her that she did not investigate, chose not to, and this was a particular because of political pressure, because there was her hands were tied politically to do anything to support the army, and her job, to remind you, is to protect the army from being charged with war crimes and to protect the soldiers. And when she tried to investigate and do her job, her hands were tied. And so finally something so egregious.
What do you mean, hold on, what do you mean hands were tied? She did investigate. Her hands were not tied.
There was political blowback. Anything she would do,
yes, there were a lot of, there was and she should ignore it and do her job. This is not her job to manage, to play in the political realm or to do this. It's not her job.
It was clumsy what she did, and you're right, she did do a lot of fucked up shit after that's hard to explain.
The entire thing was a complete betrayal of her position, of her power, of her trust. I'm sorry, Buttercup.
Okay, let me tell you why I think she should be vindicated. Stop. Let me tell you why I think she should be. I'm talking to Daniel.
You've been talking over. I'm talking too. Stop talking over me. She's a complete traitor. She released fake video. Fed a blood libel. It's obvious that there was no rape going on in that video. The video has got two different date stamps on it. It's obviously not from the same day. It's clumsy, and all it served to do was to feed more lies, as in your PTR, Daniel, more lies to the people who hate Jews. That makes sense. Since you're on the record as saying
you have been hiding so long.
To dismantle Israel, that's a quote from you, and that you believe that violence is an appropriate response to oppression, that you want to take apart the Jewish state. Of course you like her, because what she did is helping to destroy the forces that want to destroy the Jewish state, just like you. So if you want to destroy Israel, you have a good hero there. Buttercup, and you're Ruchel, and you're as much of a traitor as she is.
Itself.
Our land.
You have been a prisoner of a little pond. I am the ocean.
Wow, I hope it didn't hurt her feelings.
She'll be back.
I am the ocean.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm sure she brought that up so she could say something outrageous to us, something disgusting.
Yeah, I don't think she thinks it's outrageous. I think that she just is, on a side that a lot of us are not having anything to do with. So,
You think any sane person in Israel is on this woman's side?
No, I think I'm talking about her. I'm not talking about other people.
Buttercup, talking about Buttercup?
Yes.
Well, you're never gonna change. You're never gonna change Buttercup's perspective ever.
Ever.
Never ever. That's ingrained so deep in her brain that she views herself as being a leader of a resistance.
That's exactly her words. What, Amos? Were you going to say something?
I'm going to say what? You want me to say?
But if you say you're
everybody is a chicken from cat and no carry of dust. Don't come up and speak. Not chicken. Don't come up with your words. So I'm waiting for Samsung so I can ask him last.
Oh God, she's back. Oh, Daniel. I was having a great conversation with Daniel and he left.
Buttercup.
By mistake, made my thumb on
He's here.
Buttercup, let me ask you a question. I describe your position as being the leader of a resistance. I don't know if you believe that or not, but do you think you're being political?
I'm here to talk to my people. I'm a proud Jew who has maybe sometimes views outside the mainstream, but I'm here because I wanted to connect with my fellow Jews and have a conversation, because I think there's particularly in the diaspora, it has very little to do with Israel, though it always seems to involve Israel, about the soul of Jewish identity and American Jewish identity and what it means. And
Oh, you're an educator. I see, you're a teacher. You're a rabbi. You are a rabbi. You're here to educate the souls of these diaspora people. I understand, Buttercup.
I'm a human, and I want to have a conversation with my people, and I've been able to have very constructive.
What makes Jewish people your people? You own my people? These are your people? Why are Jews your people?
Number one, he's recording almost. Number two, he's being really disruptive.
No, I think what he's saying is right. You're a traitor. You come to betray your people yet again. This is what you do every day. You want to kill your people.
Rose.
I actually like talking to you about this because you have a different perspective that is valuable to me, and I like.
Don't run, Buttercup. If you're confronted and you are being triggered or gaslit, don't run from it. Embrace it and communicate. You are in the communication industries. You come here all day long, 80 hours a week, lying and creating anti-Jewish sentiment. I mean, what is your goal? What's your objective? Answer the hard questions, Buttercup, or you'll go nowhere. You'll go, Daniel, create another room, quick. I mean, Buttercup, explain yourself.
So, in a healthy democracy, there is free speech. You hold people in power accountable. There are agencies that provide a check on power. That's what a healthy society is like. And if you love your country and you're patriotic and you love your people, then you speak out and you're civically engaged and you challenge authority and you challenge people in positions of power because you love them and you want it to be better and you want it to be strong and you want it to be sustainable.
Oh, that's such a cool story. That's such a cool story, Buttercup. Amos, can you confront Samson, the piece of shit, for kicking everyone out? Thank you.
He's not here, is he?
Yeah, he's here.
He's in the audience. I don't want to make this personal, Les.
No, you don't need to make it personal. He just needs to stop kicking people out for no reason.
You've made your point. But if you want, I'll sing to you in Farsi.
I don't know which song is better, yours or John's, that free, free, free Palestine, no more justice, no more. Oh, that was such funny times.
Wait, what was the song?
You want to hear the words, the only words I know in Persian?
No.
Yeah.
Khayli Khubi and Ahmad Agenda.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Is that nice?
No. I mean, the second one was perfect. Actually, Ahmad Agenda, that's top notch.
I know. I'm very classy. I used to live in LA, so I know a lot of Persians.
Yeah, they say there's lots of Persians in California, apparently.
Yep. Where are you from? Last.
I'm from here, there, everywhere.
America or different country or?
Yeah, I'm from America. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Have you been to California? Have you been to LA?
Yeah, I've been there. I've been to Long Beach.
That's cool.
Okay, let's see. I see Samson arrive. Samson, you get a big blame here from last. She blame you that you kick her out. You want to come in response, Samson?
Yeah, and he kicks Gaylord out for no reason as well.
Samson, I'm calling you. Samson. And Amos is calling. You come on the stage, Samson.
Oh, how do you guys feel? I think Buttercup and El Norma live in New York. How do you feel that a Muslim has taken over?
I love it. I'm excited for a Sharia socialist utopia that's coming.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just kidding. I really like him. He's great. He's a great candidate. He's very talented. We haven't had a Democratic talent like him in a long time. He's going to save the Democratic Party.
Have you seen those videos of him partying?
Yeah, he's really cool. He's a cool guy.
Yeah,
and his wife is so cool. She's so hot.
Yeah, she's pretty.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah. So, Mama, how do you feel? Are you like spazzing out? Like, are you like?
Wait.
It's funny. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
We've had a Democratic socialist mayor before, David Dinkins. And he was one of the worst mayors in New York history.
He wasn't a Democratic socialist. He was just a regular Democrat.
He was no. David Dinkins was a Democratic socialist. You're wrong, as usual, as you are about everything.
Buttercup, let
And
me.
he was one of the worst mayors in New York history. But I'm sure Mamdani will be even worse.
Buttercup, what is more intelligent, the brain or the heart? And why? Anybody else can answer it because Buttercup may be confused. The question is, what's more intelligent, Buttercup, the brain or the heart?
Maybe you should take a minute and look up and see if he was a Democratic socialist. One of the worst mayors in New York history.
Actually, he was part of the party, but he ran on the Democratic line.
Oh, you actually looked it up. You mean the way Mamdani
you're
ran
right.
on the Democratic line?
Yes,
Of course
Al
I'm right.
Normo. I'm going to agree with you. You're right. I didn't know that. I learned something. You don't have to get so angry. I learned something.
I'm not angry. I'm delighted. You're wrong about everything.
What about de Blasio? Did you hate de Blasio too? You hate all progressives?
I campaigned for him and raised millions of dollars for him.
You did? Because, like,
Yes.
generally New York City, they don't really like progressives. They shit on progressives, you know?
Not true. They embraced him warmly.
No, everyone hated de Blasio. I do. I covered politics.
You do. Listen, you should be fired.
Okay.
You are.
I didn't cover it during Dinkins' era, but I do know de Blasio very, very well. He did accomplish UPK, which was a huge accomplishment, but it was generally
It was
the
the
public.
only thing.
He lacked charisma.
He never did anything else again. And he presided over a massive failure. He's generally regarded as the second worst mayor of all time of New York.
Okay.
He was praised warmly until he screwed.
So I guess the stereotype in New York is whether progressives can lead and can they govern. You know, they have ideas.
It has to do with whether you're good or not.
Well, generally the stereotype in New York and generally the thinking is that progressives might be idealistic, but they don't know how to govern. They don't have the practical skills to be
You're just
to
making
compromise.
stuff up.
Buttercup, when was the last time you did something kind for someone? I want to know, truthfully. When was the last time you did something kind for someone in the real world other than running your mouth on Clubhouse? Thank you, Buttercup.
Well, she tried to dismantle the state of Israel and then come in and say that she loves her people.
No, I'm arguing for a more sustainable Israel that is more sustainable for Jews and Palestinians. That's what I'm arguing.
What does this word sustainable mean?
I love Israel so much. I want a sustainable future for it. Unlike you, we want more of the same bloodshed. You just want more bloodshed. That's your plan. My plan is peace. Your plan is bloodshed.
I didn't say I wanted.
You have no plan for the future. I do.
I have a plan for the future. And you're the one who said you wanted to dismantle Israel. I never said I wanted bloodshed. So you're a liar, which is not a good trait in a journalist, Russell.
Listen, El
Why are you
Normo.
calling me Ruffles? What is this, like Fiddler on the Roof?
El Normo, it's almost Shabbos, and this is a coexistence room, and that was a great burn, I gotta say. And I do enjoy the roast of Buttercup, because you know what happens when you cook butter in a cup? You get liquid butter. How are you feeling right now, Buttercup?
Is this fun for you to watch you be assholes? Like, is this interesting to anyone?
We like watching you be fragile. It's so typical.
Of what?
Of lying, brainwashed, destructive children who just want to destroy others. And then they grow up and they become destructive grown-ups. They want to betray their family. You want to stab the Jewish people in the back while pretending to love them. It's quite amusing.
Almost. Danielle and I were having a good conversation, and these people are being disruptive. Can you clear the stage for a little bit so we can finish?
I think you should leave, Buttercup. Rockhold. You should leave.
Okay,
You should leave.
I changed the room for you. I make you a moderator. I fed up with these people who don't give a respect for you. You do
Thank
what
you.
do, but you don't so out there. Remember, I changed the room for you. Change him. Do you? You just move to the audience or you mute them. But if somebody interfere you, I give you a moderator. Feel free.
Thank you.
You block somebody, Buttercup.
No, I blocked no one. I just moved El Normo to the bottom.
Okay, I don't mind.
Wow. It's an argument, isn't it, Buttercup? You know, you are an immature, angry young woman who pushes people around. That's okay. You can kick me down too, and it'll demonstrate what I'm trying to discuss right now. Is that you're,
Anyway, who else wants to come up? Daniel.
Censor!
We have like a normal conversation.
I love when girls take over rooms.
Yeah, me too. Well, I don't think we've met. Tell me about yourself.
Fascist.
I like to kick people from rooms, and I like to put them down.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the block button. But regarding, if you want to talk about Palestine and Israel, what do you think? Do you think a one-state solution is good or a two-state?
I have an idea. I really hope that there can be a one-state coexistence, one state where everyone has equal rights and everyone can vote and and there's a fair immigration policy and people who are punished, people who do war crimes are punished equally under the law. That's an ideal vision, and I think that's the more sustainable future, because I feel like two states, Israel's never going to agree to real sovereignty in the other state. They're never going to have an army, and they're never really going to have security, and they're always going to be warring with each other. I think at some point you just have to learn to live under one state with a new model that gives everyone the same rights.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I think segregation can cause a lot of issues. I think one state is good as well.
Thank you. Well, for saying this, I get a lot of shit from my Jewish brothers and sisters who think I'm calling for their destruction.
Well, she's not really Jewish, so getting congratulations from her is you're on the same position.
Lots of Jews agree with me, though. I got it from my model is one that was outlined by a.
Yeah, of course. Of course, most Jews would be disagreeing with you.
Okay. So anyway, Daniel, you want to finish discussing whether or not Tomer Yerushalmi is a patriot or not?
Yeah, what's happened to Grace? Why is she removed?
I didn't remove her. No, she removed herself.
Oh, here's a good to open another room.
Who's Mamdani? Who is this? Oh, Sheikh, I know you. How's it going?
Good, and you? I figured now since I'm mayor of New York, I have all this time to talk to everyone at Clubhouse.
See, he loves Jews. He has a picture of Mayor Mamdani with the Hasidic rabbis and wearing a yarmulke.
Why is she a patriot?
Okay, so listen, she fucked up. What she did was very sloppy, but in America, we also have similar things like this where people breached their office, revealed confidential information, and they did it in the interest of the public good and justice because they thought.
Y'all gotta stop. Whoa.
Hey, honestly, we need a straight white male, man.
Oh, shoot. No, wait, y'all gotta stop that identity politics stuff. It's not, we just need somebody who's gonna run a good campaign.
Nigga, what are you?
A lot of people, wait, I can't, I'm ineligible.
Nah, run, nigga. And I agree.
I'm 35.
I agree we need to get rid of identity politics, but the only way to do that is to run somebody who's white, so people don't think it's identity politics.
No. So let me put it like this: you can even properly utilize the identity politics stuff. It just can't be done in the way Kamala was doing it. I'm not gonna lie. Because let me put it like this: you still have people today who will go and say that the only reason, I'm not saying this didn't contribute to it, whatever, right? Cool. The only reason she lost is that she's a woman or that she's black. Those things could be big contributors. If you think that's the only reason she lost, bro, open your eyes, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kamala herself hasn't opened her eyes.
Yeah, I agree, actually.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Wait, I'm sorry. What you said?
No, I mean, phone's gotta.
Why would you like this?
But if I was, not me, Stilgar, but I'm saying if I was Kendrick Lamar or if I was, some of these other people who have recognizable lyrics or voices, I would definitely be fucking trademarking that shit so that AI can't take it. Profit.
You don't have to do it.
Your intellectual property or your likeness is already defensible. You don't have to do anything to make it defensible.
What's the definition of intellectual property, Stilgar?
Oh my goodness.
Something you've created, something that you've produced.
It's based on history. There was this photographer.
Because there's a very specific law about that, that's why.
What he did was he took pictures of random people out there in the city, right? And he did. The photographer took pictures of random people out there in the city, and he made money. Thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, until he got sued. And he got sued by this, I think it was a rabbi. It was a Jewish rabbi. He looked interesting. Well, he sued him. And yeah, that stopped all of that. But the same thing has been happening. It's just depending on the individual if they're willing to go there and take legal routes.
Like how density.
Some people aren't willing to do that.
So the thing with the voice thing is like trademarking it, like they use trademark to trademark. Like,
Did you understand what you're saying?
I call that the Nani.
How does that benefit us?
You hear all the back and forth?
Yeah, let it happen.
Hold on.
Nani, Stilgar.
Yeah, let it happen.
Oh, okay.
Let's just go ahead and have a whole platform debate. One person get a minute to say their part, and another person get a minute to say their part. And one person gonna be on the side of Earth, round Earth, and one person gonna be on the side of flat Earth. So that way we can hear everything that the person's saying.
Oh yeah, we can solve this once and for all.
I'm just saying, you put it out there, the moderators, do what they do with it.
Well, I think the reason why people are flat earthers is due to a lack of understanding of science.
Who's on the side of flat Earth?
You can put John on the side of flat Earth over here. Thank you.
John, gonna be a flat earther. Okay, cool. Steven,
yeah, I'll take the globe position, John.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna give John. Everybody gonna mute up, and we're gonna give John. We'll let John go first. Give him a minute to just say his thesis why he believes that the Earth is flat. And go ahead. Nobody gonna interrupt.
Okay.
You can also bring in articles and
Oh, no need to bring in any affidavits. It'll be fine, Judge.
Okay, whatever. I'm just telling you what the rules are. Go ahead. We're gonna all meet up and
Okay, moderators and all speakers on stage. Good afternoon. My name is John. I'm going to tell you why the Earth is flat. And it's from a psychological, philosophical perspective. And you can see in my PTR that famous movie Dune with the space worms, where the individuals on that planet and throughout the universe are using spice to modify their consciousness and essentially become, universal or something like a deity to that respect. So there's a saying that view in the Tao Te Ching, an ancient Chinese classic text, it says, view yourself as the earth. And so it's a perspective. Stephen is going to tell you about the shape of the planet, but I am telling you about relativity and perspective of the planet. I wrote an essay once about flat Earth versus geoid Earth. But the thing is, it's so embarrassing to publish a philosophical, psychological, imaginative paper about flat Earth because it makes you sound like a crackpot. But from a philosophical perspective, it's in quotations true. But from perhaps an objective, object, material perspective, and geometrically, it is not true that the Earth is indeed a geoid. And you can go to Wikipedia. It describes the Earth as a changing, shaped object, which, when zoomed out far enough, resembles that of a circle. And the circle is a symbol, a universal and one of the most ancient symbols and the circle is really is the wheel of life and death. So to sit here and waste your time arguing about the shape of the planet when the more deeper, more interesting topics of discussion are the psychological, the spiritual, the symbolic, and how that can help you modify your earth or your perspective about the truth of the earth. I am complete.
All right, cool. So when the time is up, we are going to hear a bell sound. When I do hit the bell sound,
no, I'll be quick. That'll be quick.
Okay, so each one of you got a minute. Hold on, let me get the bell sound.
Boom!
Ready?
Clip it.
Okay. I mean, I thought we were talking about the shape of the literal Earth, and in those regards, John and I agree that the world is a globe. And I also believe that you should treat your body as you should treat the Earth. You should treat your soul as you should treat the Earth. I think this is a deeper concept, John. But even if you look at it in that way, there's nothing saying that the Earth is flat, even in a spiritual lens. It can still be a globe, or it could be no shape at all. Is that you should just treat it. You should just treat your body and your soul as you treat the land, regardless of what shape it is. And that I'll end.
So when I say flat, I mean
Any y'all, hold on. Any we'll have a closing argument. So now you can go with your closing argument. You can go. We got a minute, right? Got a minute to go with your closing arguments, and the time starts now.
Okay, moderators, speakers, audience, thank you. I'm going to tell you what Stephen just told you, then I'm going to tell you why he's wrong. He said we agree that it's a globe. I didn't agree with him. I called it a geoid, and I told you to go to Wikipedia to look it up. It is a changing interstellar object that moves, and tectonic plates move. The atmosphere moves. Gases outside of this crusty, watery shaped geoid move. So when we say flat earth or flat plane, we're talking about a psychological state of mind, what the Japanese might call Zen or Satori, what the Hindus might call moksha or nirvana or enlightenment. Again, I am trying to persuade the listeners here that the argument that the earth is flat is a philosophical, spiritual argument, not a physical, literal object. But Stephen here has inaccurately described the shape of the planet. I am complete.
We're going to have Stephen with his closing argument, and time starts now.
John is a very spiritual being, and I will tend to I think he brings some good points to the table as far as spirituality is concerned, and as far as living your best life. I'm sorry I didn't get to any of the evidence as far as to why I believe the globe is a globe, or if John is being very specific, it's an oblate spheroid, but it's really close to a sphere. Really, like within 1% of the sphere. And we know that due to the celestial sphere of stars. We know that because of the pendulum experiments. We understand this because we can look at other planets and see that they're spheres too. How gravity works on gravitational bodies in space is worked on almost on basically every body, since anything smaller than like a galaxy, it's been close to perfect as far as gravity equations go and predicting where they'll be over time. Yeah, I mean there are a lot of reasons, but my time's ending. So the world is a sphere. I'm happy to go into more detail after.
Alright, so now we're going to open the floor up to everybody in the room, moderators, if you want to go, everybody in the audience, if you want to go.
Yes, question. If the globe is a sphere, how does a balloon float into the sky?
A balloon floats into the sky because the air weighs less in the balloon than the air around it. So, because the air around it is heavier, the air around it gets pushed to the earth closer, or the force of the heavier air around it is pulled to the earth more than the air in the balloon. So because the heavier air needs a place to go, it displaces the lighter air because it's heavier, and therefore the balloon rises.
How about the sailboat? When you put the paper sailboat into the water, as Elizabeth did, how did it float away into the water? Can you explain that?
Why do sailboats float? Is the question?
Yes, why do sailboats float? Thank you.
Yeah, why do boats float? Boats are constructed of heavy things, things like wood and steel, and those are way heavier than water. However, they have this big cavity in them that's filled with air, and air is a lot lighter than water. And when boats float, it's the, how do I describe this? The amount of displacement.
I actually pulled it up for you. Boats float because of buoyancy, an upward force from water that counteracts gravity.
Yeah.
It floats if it displaces a volume of water that weighs more than the boat itself. The boat's shape, especially its hull, is designed to displace a large volume of water, and the hollow space inside adds air, lowering its overall density below that of water.
Correct. 100%.
That's it. It's like water. It's basically water displacement. That's all.
Yep, it uses the air to make the boat less dense. The air cavity in the boat.
In the chat, is her soul flat? Is her body flat because the earth is flat? That's an excellent question, Nick. Excellent question.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Nick is asking you in the chat, is her soul flat because the earth is flat? In the chat, it's an excellent question.
You're gonna have to ask John that, because John is the one that's making.
Well,
Is the soul flat because the earth is flat?
the Earth is not flat. Literally not flat.
Okay.
You can walk around it, which means it's not flat. You can get on a boat or a car or a plane and circumnavigate this object that you're sitting on right now, flying 30,000 miles through the universe. The thing about flat Earth, from a spiritual, psychological, philosophical perspective, it's objective versus subjective. A lot of people will just say there's only objects in reality, but that's not true. We're having a conversation about a subject. Subjective reality exists, and it really lives in poetry. So if you want to do neuro-linguistic programming, ASMR, dialectic therapy, you might read spiritual books to essentially create a flat earth in your mind. Because if you view yourself as the earth and you think the earth is flat, but yet you don't have any wisdom to back up your theory, your hypothesis, or your perspective, you might just call yourself retarded or dull or dense or thick, or the fact that you're on here but not reading a book. You must open these external hard drives called books and read them out loud if you have to. Maybe write a book report. But coming here and doing low information transmission within 30 seconds or 60 seconds, that's not a lot of data. Your brain can take in a lot more. And you can do that through these ancient technology devices, which are similar in shape to the cell phone in your hand. They're called books.
physical flat Earth questions, I think I'm probably the best resource. And I think if you have spiritual,
Steven, hold on 1 second, Steve. Let Darla go. She's getting ready to go. Go ahead, Darla.
Yeah, I was. There is no way I am going to read about aerodynamics and flat Earth and books on that. That is not my interest, and I am not going to understand it anyway. And so I am on Clubhouse asking you, who have you've read all those books that you named, the simple question of how do you relate my soul to this flat Earth philosophy, or my spirit, or what is it? I'm not sure. So the answers, both answers did not address my question, I don't think. And me reading up on it is still not going to answer my question.
Well, flat, if you want to look at it from a Christian perspective, flat is horizontal, which represents the woman who lays down. The inverted, or the phallus, or the pole, or the vertical line versus the horizontal, that's the crucifix. So you're talking about gender. Man and woman united. That's the ultimate symbol. That's the atomic symbol, the nuclear energy. So in metaphysical perspective, we're talking about energy here. And when what I'm saying is, a lot of people who like to profess flat Earth don't realize it because they may not be theologically or philosophically educated in the words to try to describe the feeling that they have when they talk about flat Earth.
Well, if I may, just to add something to the room, because I'm enjoying the conversation that you're having. For those of you who have religious effect, that may be included in your belief whether the Earth is flat or round, I would pose two questions, right? And you don't have to answer these. These are just two questions posted to the room. One, in the book of Judges, Joshua prayed for the sun to stand still because they seemed to be losing the battle as the day grew to evening, but they were wintering the daylight hours, and he was granted that. The two questions posted from that is one, and nobody has to answer this. This is just for the room. Does anybody know what would happen if the Earth stopped spinning for 1 minute? And two, Joshua prayed for the sun to stand still, and it did for 3 consecutive days. So I just wanted to share that for those who are having a religious effect to whether they believe that the Earth is an oblate spheroid, or like Michio Kaku says, a donut-shaped kind of smashed burger, or in fact a equilateral equidistant azimuthal plane. Appreciate you.
I can answer what would happen if the Earth stopped spinning for, what would you say, a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone would die. It's pretty simple. Everyone would die. Really, really, really fast. You'd die.
I agree.
Well, see, that's an unnecessary question, just like the question, is the Earth flat? You have to think about the necessary question, which is, who are you? What is your consciousness? Is your reality a spirit? Is your reality the flat Earth that you feel exists? So the words you just shared with us about stopping the Earth from spinning for 3 days, 3 being the Trinity, which is alchemical formulations for higher states of consciousness. So we're talking about intelligence, and what a lot of theists
I'm understanding exactly what he's saying.
You have to realize that when you're talking about God, you are talking about superior intelligence. Intelligence can be studied, evaluated, diagnostically tested. Intelligence is still rather abstract, but you and I both recognize intelligence when we converse with it. So the individual who used ChatGPT earlier to tell us about buoyancy and displacement, that was immediate intelligence, and there was no more debate. So in this philosophical debate game about flat Earth, you have just heard me try to convince you and persuade you that the Earth is not flat, But psychologically, spiritually, and philosophically, you might call the earth flat.
The eyes ain't even a piece of the room. The eyes perception is a projection. So whatever motherfuckers see, don't even fucking don't even. But at the end of the day, y'all gonna put yourself in a psychological disposition, trying to even loop it, man. Man, our cells are gonna be losing spins if we keep trying to prove and disprove. Shit don't gotta be proved, man. The shit already like. Listen, we see chickens pecking on the floor, man. They doing what they need to do. While we, as human beings, don't even know what we're doing, but we worried about how the earth are fine. The earth doing its thing. You know, it's growing what it needs to grow. It go die in this moment. It's doing what is naturally in its own disposition. We in distillation. We digressing mentally, psychologically. We don't even know what we're doing. Let's get back to why the fuck are we still warring on Earth's blood? Like, what? I'm gonna go back to sleep.
But I can actually take it to a different angle. If we want to be specifically scientific, I can do that. You know, I usually don't, but I'll indulge, right? To believe that the Earth is a sphere, you must believe in gravity. Is that a fair assumption?
No.
Believe the Earth is a sphere without gravity? Please explain.
Sure. You can do it with momentum and looking at pendulums. You could do it through just observing the celestial sphere, and yeah, that doesn't need gravity. You could observe the celestial sphere. And that would lead you to the Earth being a sphere.
Understood. Anybody else before I go further? All right. In the science community, is the belief in gravity an important thing?
Yes.
Is gravity a universal constant? Yes or no?
There's a constant G, yeah.
Okay. So gravity behaves the way it behaves. The mass of objects determine how much effect gravity will have on them. Would that be fair to say?
That's one aspect of what determines the vector of gravity. The other aspect would be distance.
Okay. So, the gravity of the sun, right? The sun being, according to NASA and organizations like that, those that agree with them, the sun is 99 point some other number percent of the mass of our solar system. Would that be fair to say?
It's probably something like that. I'd have to look it up. But
and what is the sun? And what is the sun?
It's that really bright thing during the day. That really bright thing during the
daytime. It's a type of star. It's a type of star, meaning there have been many stars before that were also in the same position that the sun is in, right? So that means we motherfuckers survive shit thriving without it.
No, we would die. We would die really fast without it.
No, we wouldn't.
Yes, we would.
Yeah. There's been many suns before. We only say die because you're afraid to be in a state of transformation.
What evidence do you have that we've orbited a different sun?
Because if you already know a sun is a particular star, you will know how the cycle of a star is.
Yeah, I do.
It's the same, yeah. So
and it's billions of years old. It's about I think it's about 3.8 billion, but I'd have to look it up exactly how old our star is. But it's pretty old.
3.8 to 4.5 billion is what they say.
Okay, all right. I get bonus points for pulling that one out of my ass.
Measurements don't really matter when it's already in a finite state.
My fifth grade science teacher would be proud.
There's a reason I asked that question, right? All right, so before I go further, I want to let the sister expound and finish what she was saying. Go ahead, sister.
No, I'm just saying is in the only reason the sun will come and goes, the moon come and go. There's planets that's got way more moons than this.
What evidence do we have that the sun has ever went?
It has always been going through. If you know a cycle of the sun, just like the Arcturus it was a red giant star. The sun is actually going into that period, which is why it's losing its heat, which is why we're going through all these havoc. You can see the state of.
It will go into a red giant. This is correct in a couple of billion years. Yep.
Yeah, but a billion is only off of an illusionary measurement because again, we might say a million years, but then
a billion years, not a million years.
Spirit, million, billion, same motherfucker.
No, they're not. They're 1,000 times different.
It don't matter compared to the amount of older stars that's out there. That's way more. That's trillion years older than the sun. The point of what I'm saying
to be honest,
there's nothing that's a trillion years old.
Hold on one second, bro. To be honest, Sister Jaguars, if we're going to be able to say that there are many older stars, then the age of stars is a figment that would matter in the conversation. So how old something is technically is a part of the conversation. Would that be fair to say?
In terms of the flat and round, where are we going with the conversations?
I'm just speaking of what you said that, how old something is really doesn't matter. I was just asking.
It only matters in a physical sense, but in an entirety, or just like time gives existence to the physical matter. Yes.
Okay. And this will be the last entry that I produced for a second. No, because I want everybody to be able to hear the Joe show. Anybody on the panel? Does anybody on the panel know what is or have ever heard of what the Oort cloud is? It's absolutely within our solar system too. Anybody ever heard of?
I've heard of it.
Know what it is?
I can't remember what it is.
Now, this is not to prove what people know or don't know, or that I know something someone knows, or vice versa. It's just a question because everybody knows. I don't need to explain it. But if it's a professional course, I can do it really quickly.
Yeah, what's an Oort cloud?
All right. The Oort cloud is the furthest most reaches of our solar system. As a matter of fact, beyond Neptune and the alleged planet X, there is nothing but open space and Oort cloud until you get to the end of our solar system. Really quickly, averaging from about 100,000 AUs from the sun to 100,000 AUs from the sun. So I have to pause there for a second and ask, does anybody not know what an astronomical unit is?
I know what it is.
Okay, cool. So we have something that goes from 2,000 AUs to 100,000 AUs, which is an unbelievable distance. However, the gravity of the sun makes sure that the Oort cloud cannot escape our solar system. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
All right. The Oort cloud, 100,000 AUs to 200,000 AUs, is 1.5 to 2.5 light years away from the sun in any direction. Meaning the max being 2.5 light years, the minimum being 1.5 light years for this Oort cloud in any direction away from the sun. Okay. And that would base the sun at being 3 to 5, the solar system to being 3 to 5 light years across. Would that be a fair assumption?
Yeah.
If somebody said no, I'm listening.
Yeah, this is a fair assumption.
All right. So the gravity of the sun can reach out up to 2.5 light years away from it and be effective because it holds the Oort cloud in place. Would that be fair to say?
It actually extends infinitely far. Yeah.
Bro, are y'all talking about NASA's perspective of space?
No, they actually talking about some theoretical shit that has never been seen.
Oh, okay. So they
no one has they're talking about some shit that has not been directly observed by anyone.
When I tell you this,
no one is just trying
to science be off of theory
what type
and
of
hypotheses.
I was trying to understand what type of conversation y'all was having. Listen, start talking about light years and shit away where nobody never been and nobody has an instrument to even measure light years and all of this other shit.
We've never been to Jupiter, but we know it exists, right?
No, we don't know.
We really don't. You've been told that shit.
You've been told
I don't believe Jupiter exists. I'm speaking for the flat Earth community. I'm trying to be.
We don't believe in planets.
Just let Joe finish. Just let Joe finish this argument, and then you guys can.
I'll tell you what, right? I don't want to put a.
We ain't having an argument. I just simply said that. Well, I don't believe in planets. Planets are
okay. We can get there. Yep. But Joe needs to finish what he was going to say, and then we can talk. I can talk to you about.
No, it's actually fine. You can go ahead, brother. It's actually fine. I've tested the waters. I know what direction it's going in. But you can go ahead and go, brother.
Yeah, because we're just not going to believe what anyone just tell us. And nor should you. And just because they said that they went to the moon and that the sun is 83 million light years away.
93 million miles. Right?
So
it's not 93 million light years away.
Again, right. So, but that's what they said. How the hell do we know that they are telling us the truth? Because what instruments do we have, or do you have, or does the average person have to test those theories with air quotes in the air to see if any of that bullshit that they saying is even true?
I think you think that I actually believe the information that I was bringing out.
I never assumed that you believed anything.
I'm asking questions just based off information presented by the scientific community. That's all, right? I don't believe the Earth is a globe. I don't believe in Jupiter, Neptune, and nebulae, and fucking magnetars and none of that. But I know how to have the conversation without raining on somebody's parade.
I'm not raining on nobody. I'm not asking for a question too.
I was waiting for Joe's argument. We were talking about the Oort cloud. We were talking about.
Yes. So
what's your argument?
But go ahead. No. My bad. I did.
I just wanted to know what Joe was.
I'll end it really quickly here so we can move on to the conversation. The gravity of the sun is effective, allegedly, up to 2.5 light years away. It can hold the Oort cloud in place, yet it cannot steal a moon from Earth, which is 1,000 times smaller than it. And the last I checked, and I'll land here, the closer you are to the source of gravity, the stronger the gravity is. Some people may argue different. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, it's totally true. Everything that Joe said was totally true.
Is that acronym? Was it an acronym? Oort, O-R-T?
No, it's actually named after the scientist. Let me find his name.
Shadow.
Yes, it is O-O-R-T.
Yeah, O-O-R-T.
It's a vast spherical
shell. It's named after Jan Oort. O-O-R-T. He presented this he proposed the existence in 1950 to explain where long period comets come from. And the Oort cloud is a theoretical region of space filled with icy bodies like comets, rocks, and frozen gases that orbit the sun at extremely great distances, even further than Pluto. So it's very theoretical.
Brother's absolutely correct in his submission. But before we go further, really quick, 15 seconds. We can't argue that, and I'm not saying you're doing this, Brother Shadow, we can't argue that the theory or the theoretical Oort cloud can't be real, but the theory of gravity can.
Right. So,
let me
hold on, Steven. I'm about to release it to you. And I'm right there with you, Joe, because I don't think that gets talked about enough. We speak about this gravity as if it's a proven thing, and even to this day, gravity is still a theory that we told around as fact, scientific fact. But I'm going to go ahead and let Steven have it because he's very eager to get in here. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, quick science lesson is that theories talk about the why in science, and laws talk about the how in science. That's really important because there are laws of gravity, and there are separate theories of gravity. They're like two different things. So, like, if you imagine a theory of gravity would be like the Einsteinian, like, okay, there's this, time, space, this fabric of time, space, and gravity's interwoven with that, and that's a theory, okay? The law of gravity is just a math equation. It just states where things will be given starting conditions. And the law of gravity is unbelievably accurate. Given any two masses, it can predict where those two masses will be in the future, given starting parameters. And if you look at the equation,
such as.
So if you look at the equation, it shows. I mean, I can pull up the equation if you guys are interested. It shows that there is no distance where gravity is not a thing. There's no gravity where there's no distance where the force of gravity is zero. Okay, it gets much weaker as you go farther and farther and farther away, but it never ever hits zero. Okay, if you imagine like a simple example would be like 1 over x. If you have if x is a million, it's 1 over a million, which is a really small number, but it's not zero. So gravity works in sort of a similar way. And that's why the Oort cloud still is affected by the gravity of the sun, even being so far away. And the reason why the moon, Joe is 100% right, that the moon is pulled a lot more by the sun than the Oort cloud is. But the moon is also moving sideways a lot, okay? Because the moon is, the moon's in orbit.
Steven up here freestyling on an imaginary allegory.
We're speaking on some like speaking real indefinite, right, on these theories. The law of gravity may explain what happens, but it doesn't explain why.
There are no laws.
That's correct. That's 100% correct.
It doesn't explain why it happened.
All I'm talking about is the what.
No, that's right.
And these numbers don't explain. It's not. Those aren't experiment. Like it's just numbers. It's just formulas. Those aren't like.
It's not science.
It is not
science.
Why? Because it has an incredibly high predictive power. We can use those.
So you said a law of gravity, right, Stephen? A law of gravity is a mathematical formula. So that G is just for a numerical value. You can replace G with A when they say acceleration due to gravity. The quote unquote due to gravity is a caveat, right? Because what we observe is an acceleration of an object down towards the surface, and the many different objects that has been calculated equate to an average of 9.8 meters per second square. So when you call that acceleration gravity, that's a claim, of the causal mechanism behind what we already see. It can measure.
It's not
through mathematics.
No, this is not. This is factually incorrect. It does not make any
sense. No, that's factually correct. You would have to provide the science that shows that gravity is the cause of why things fall.
What up, Brandon? All it's saying, it's not saying that it's not providing a cause at all. It's simply saying that this equation explains how things behave.
No, it describes. It doesn't explain. It describes how things.
It describes. Yep, it describes.
It doesn't explain it.
It describes how things
the math
will behave given a set of starting conditions, and it does that unbelievably well.
Right. So you keep saying it explains it. No, it describes it. We see something.
Yeah, you're right.
You can mathematically describe it, right? Based
and it predicts.
The rate it falls or whatnot, or what it moves, and the motion.
It very, very, very accurately predicts the future.
We had
any science that isolates gravity that shows it to be the cause of why things fall at 9.8 meters per second squared on average, then we can rock with you, brother. So
I'm with Brandon. Like, what part of a theory is a fact? I'm with Brandon 100%, and it's good to see you too.
Yeah. For all intents and purposes, for a flat Earth room, I'm not going to talk about the theories of gravity. I'm only
not the theories of gravity. I'm just asking any theory on Earth. I don't care if it's biscuit batter or gravity. What part of a theory is a fact?
In science, there are no facts.
So in science, everything is theoretical?
In science, they only talk about observations, what we observe. They don't talk about facts.
So if I were to say theoretically, I'm the strongest man on Earth, would that be factual? Would there be some facts included in that?
It wouldn't be that science would say it's not consistent with what we observe. Because we've observed people demonstrating strength.
Well, I'm going to pause here for a second because the brother Brandon is knowledgeable in this. Now, I'm kind of weird. I asked the questions from an oblong effect. The brother Brandon is a much more science-minded with. He has a better capability than I in that. So I'm going to let the brother Brandon chime in with you.
So, yeah, right. You right up there, brother. Don't put yourself down like that now. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is science, bro. That's what we looking for, bro.
Hey, this is John. I want.
The laws of like the scientific laws are facts. They're not called laws for no reason, right?
They're not facts.
The law of gravity, right, is the mathematical description of the object falling through the air. So.
Well, you got to look at the word gravity.
Cool. We can rock with that.
There are still situations where the gravity equations don't fit. They don't accurately predict the future. And if you can find an equation that accurately predicts the parts that that gravity equation is really good at, as well as the parts that the gravity equation isn't good at, then we would replace the current law with the new law.
Well, you gotta look at the
science is always looking for better equations that are more like universal.
Well, this is the new equation then, Stephen. In English, without using mathematics, the expression is the more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you're going to get. And that deals with gravity because of gravitas. How does one increase one's attractive power or force? And so you're again talking about a spiritual, psychological consciousness of intelligence which can create gravity in your life. I hope people are here in this room because they believe in self-improvement or personal development, not in debating endlessly the ridiculous notion that this earth is flat.
Yeah, Steven, man. Gravity. And I kind of like where John was kind of going with that when it comes to like the etymology of things, or, you know, the essence or the meaning of things. So gravity is from gravitas, which is weight, right? So we have weight in stuff like that. Yes, I got it, son. I got you. But yeah, as far as weight, and we have weight on things. You just let something you look at as a semantic argument all you want, but as far as gravity being a thing, a causal mechanism, you still had to, you know, draw some science for that.
Last question?
Yeah, go for it.
I was saying, what was that last question? I didn't hear the last part.
Oh, I don't think there was one. John was talking about how, talking about the gravity of...
Well, here, let me also add something else that can be of interest, right? So, the Oort cloud consists, and I'm going right back to that because it's theoretical, just like gravity. So we cannot speak about the facts of gravity, even though it's theoretical, and not speak about the facts of the Oort cloud, even though it's theoretical. We have to let theory be theory and fact be fact, and where they are accomplished enough to be coagulant with one another, let us make that a universal broadband. Let's not strip that away from one aspect and allow it in another. I'm not accusing anybody of doing that. I'm just asking, right? So, theory of gravity, right? You got it all up? All right, y'all finna go get your haircuts. All right, so in the theory of gravity, or the existence of gravity, or the factual, I don't mind, or the factual existence of gravity, however you view it. I'm not gonna call you incorrect. I'm just gonna say this. The stronger the pull of something is the strength of the pull of something is determined by the distance. If I have one end of a rope and I am near the median marker where, like tug of war, where you got to pull the flag on either side of the line to win. If I am closer to the line and you are further from the line, I am bound to win that tug of war, even if you're vastly stronger than me due to the distance from the line, right? It's a constant tug of war. Yeah, gravity is a tug of war. The earth pulls water and stuff down, and the moon pulls up on the water and stuff on the earth, causing high tides and low tides. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, the moon causes tides, yeah.
Okay, so, but the moon is 1/6 the Earth's. It has
approximately, sure, I'd have to look it up,
gravitational pull.
Sounds about right.
All right, so something 1/6 the strength of the Earth can pull the water away from something 6 times stronger than it, trying to pull it in the opposite direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so with gravity being a tug of war, in a sense.
Without any physical tethers. And
Sure. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was adding to what you said, like imaginary tethers.
Are you good? I'm finna cut this game off for my son. If you could take it over right here, B, I'd be appreciated.
Well, there's no problem. This is what it sounds like, imaginary tethers. They explain gravity as a pulling force and things being in orbit and going around certain objects. That sounds like vector. I know it. Yes, I understand. Right, the magnitude and direction. Right, but the way it breaks it down.
No, gravity is watermelon logistics. It's a never-ending conversation that just keeps going around in a nebulous, circular, spherical type of way. It's a conversation going all the way down into a toilet, down into the plumbing, back out to the filtration, back up into the sink, drink the water again, and start the whole conversation all around again.
Word. It can be a circular discussion. Path of nonsense.
Okay.
Because Stephen ain't got
for those that don't have a very strong grasp on this, I'm going to simplify this for you. If the world was like a plate, all the stars would rotate around the North Star.
They do that in your globe model too. You know that?
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't.
They only go in one direction.
That's right. They only go in one direction.
Right. So how can you say they don't go around the North Star if they go on?
Because there are 2 centers of stars.
Oh no. There's one central point of rotation. It's an apparent rotation, right? There's only one rotation from east to west, and that's even for your globe model. There's only one rotation of the Earth. Okay. Right. So it's depending on your location and which way you're facing. Those stars appear to go in opposite directions, even though they're going in one.
I'm going to make this very simple. In our globe model, there are 2 centers of stars. And we see this. If you go to the South Pole, everything rotates around the sun.
Apparent rotation. Okay. Let's include the word apparent.
It actually looks like it just as much as it does in the North Pole.
The key word is apparent.
Star. And in the South, everything goes around the Southern Cross.
And no, that's false. That's false. No, the star that it was supposedly the central point would be Sigma Octantis, but even that star moves in a circle. But supposedly the North Star supposedly moves at the slightest little bit of
in a circle.
But the stars go around that mainly, right? So
there's a point in the sky. It doesn't need to be a star.
The Sigma Octantis appears to be a central point of rotation. But the stars that appear to go in a clockwise manner, guess which cardinal directions they're going? East to west. So if you turn around...
Yes, they're always going east to west, Brandon. And this is consistent with the globe model.
Even if you're in the south, right, and you turn around and face north, those stars are still going east to west. But guess what the rotation appeared to go? In the opposite, counterclockwise. So it's apparent. What's in view?
I'm not even talking about that. I'm not even talking about that, Brandon.
Counterclockwise manner? No, it's only going east to west.
Brandon, this is very simple.
I know, and you're making it difficult.
I'm not making it difficult. If you look and you take a long exposure photograph anywhere in the southern hemisphere, looking south, you're going to see that all the stars rotate around the southern point.
Okay, I'm going to share a video real quick.
This is impossible.
I want to go over videos here.
This is impossible on a flat Earth model. This alone is damning to the flat Earth model.
It's not exclusive to either model, right? Because it's the sky. It's what we see in the sky. Me and you, right? You're a glober.
It's what
I'm a flirt, right?
You see in the sky anywhere in the southern hemisphere.
Right, you're a glober and I'm a flirt.
This would be impossible on a flat Earth model.
So what we see in the sky doesn't change about what's happening on the ground, right? It's going to happen regardless, okay, in the sky.
It's impossible on a flat Earth model.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
You're saying that means that you're in denial because you can explain this for a flat Earth model because the stars only going in one direction.
Explain to me how there can be a second center of stars.
Right, so it's called a distortion. Right, so if the flat Earth claims there's a firmament dome overhead, so that would be the distorting effect, right? You can get a hemispherical glass dome or magnifying glass, and you can get a circular point of a central point, or a rotation of stars around a central point, and you can put.
The sky isn't made of glass, Brandon.
Oh man, brother, I'm trying to give you the explanation of what's plausible, right? If the firmament dome, I cannot show you. I cannot tell you what it's made of, and I can't show you the dimensions of it, right? But I can come up with an explanation and a demonstration to show how that works when it comes to a flat Earth model with a dome overhead that gives the distorted star trails. That gives you an apparent opposite rotation when looking either south or north, right? So I'm going to share two videos now. The first one, give me a second. I gotta find the video.
Why are you getting those videos? I just want to share for both of you, so participating in the conversation. The Earth being a globe, should there ever be a time, anytime, anywhere, where the moon is within the horizon of the Earth, or should it always remain outside of the horizon?
Well, obviously
the moon by within the horizon.
The moon traverses the Earth, but you have to re-examine the word Earth, which you keep using. First of all, it's pronounced Earth, and the first three letters of Earth is ear. That's literally listening. And if you can't listen and all you do is speak all the time, then your life is basically compulsive thinking. And if you want to be in the truth of the Earth, you have to be in silence. That is the mystical state, and if you zoom out of the universe, you get into darkness and void, and there is perfect silence. And from darkness comes all objects and light. And so that is the truth of the Earth, my brothers and sisters.
Rock on.
Oh shit.
But yo, Steven, I dropped the video, right? The first video is the star trails, right? This is a person, I'm assuming a star watcher, right? Maybe an amateur astronomer.
I think people might think that shit's hilarious.
Time stamp. 1 minute. All right, let's go to that. You with me, Steven? You there?
Yeah.
You watched this? Okay, so the very first video I dropped, if you would go to it and go to timestamp a minute, right? Mm-hmm. You will see that, and everybody can follow along, so we can, check this visual out. This is somebody looking, using the time lapse and overexposure, all right, to show you just the motion of the star trails. So you can see, looking north, Arizona, USA, right? Just looking north. You have an observer in Arizona and an observer in Australia. You have in both above the equator and below the equator, but facing one direction. Okay, that's north. As you can see, the stars are going in a counterclockwise manner because the observer is facing north. It's an apparent motion. If you keep watching, it's going to pause it. It's going to show you the star trails and which way they're going. Right. So they're apparently going in a counterclockwise manner. That's facing north. Okay. Now it's going to continue. Now the observer is facing south in the same location that they were in the first place. Arizona and Australia. Now they're facing south. You can clearly see the stars are going in an apparent opposite motion. Okay? So that's just apparent of what we see. The stars go in one direction, and that's from east to west. So even in your globe model, right, the Earth only goes in one direction. That's from west to east. So that's why it gives you the apparent rotation. Okay? Now, the second video, well, if you want to respond to that first video, I'll go to the second one.
Sure. So, first and foremost, this is not... There are lots of problems with this video. One is that the way that the glass is positioned, if the atmosphere acted like this glass, well, you'd be...
Hold on. What glass? I'm not talking about that video yet. I'm talking about the first video that I dropped in the chat 2 minutes ago. Well, they're both from 2 minutes ago, but the one of the star trails, the guy that,
Oh, I was looking at the wrong one.
Yes, you were. Please, go to the first video. The first video I dropped. Go to a minute. I was saying Arizona and Australia, and you didn't see those words. Like, why?
Okay, what's your point? What's your point here?
Thinking you following along with me here. So you want the video says Star Trail Southern versus Northern Hemisphere comparison? You're on that video?
Okay, yeah. I'm
okay, now go to a minute. The minute timestamp. Okay.
Yeah.
You play. Now you see the observer is in the north and the south, Arizona and Australia.
Yeah.
They're looking looking north.
Yep. They're looking north.
The stars are going in one direction. What is that? Counterclockwise. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's apparent counterclockwise motion. Now the video will continue, and then the person will be facing south in the same locations. Now they're facing south. Okay. Still in Arizona and still in Australia. Now the stars appear to go in the opposite direction. Okay. So it depends on which way the observer is facing, not because of the Earth is because there are two central points of rotation. No, it's only one central point of rotation, and it's an apparent two central points of rotation. It's based on which way you're facing. The stars only go in one direction. You can clearly see when facing north in Australia and in Arizona, the stars go counterclockwise. When facing south in Arizona and now Australia, when facing south, the stars appear to go clockwise. So it's apparent. You can see this. So this person that made this video, we don't know. Well, it says conspiracy investigation. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this the conspiracy investigation.
No, this is legit, Brandon. These are legit videos.
Right. So
I don't think that these have been doctored in any way.
So you saying that the two apparent rotations is because the Earth is a globe? That would be affirming the consequent. It's consistent with the globe, but it's affirming the consequent that it only works because the Earth is a globe that's rotating.
It's impossible. Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is when you say it's impossible, right? That's fallacious. I would say. Maybe I'm not sure what logical fallacy that it is, but that's denial when the video that you...
You think I'm in a state of denial?
Yes, because the video...
Wait, Brandon, I'm curious. You think I know that the Earth is flat and I'm in a state of denial?
No, you're denying, saying... The denial was that this could never work on a flat Earth. When I just showed you in the second video that I dropped, it's of the stars viewed for a glass... So the guy I did this myself, right? I got to get a paper printout so I can get a better, I want to say, I got two phones, I got to get two phones so I can set up on the tripod and, do it myself, right?
Let me respond to the other one first.
Magnifying glass dome.
Talking about the magnifying eyepiece over there.
Hey, real quick, y'all.
It's a magnifying glass, not an eyepiece.
Hey, everyone, real quick. I can't hear multiple people speak at once. I'm liking where the build and the discussion is going. But can we just, have a little bit decorum? Appreciate y'all. Y'all got it.
Yeah, so the one with the magnifying glass and the star trail, the circular star trails around a central point, you can see that where the guy lays the magnifying glass on, not in the center, but right where you could say the center or the equatorial line, as far as a concentric circle would be, not the outer edge, but right in the middle between the central point and the outer edge. He placed the magnifying glass right there, and you can see we're closer to the center, which will be towards the left, will be facing north, and the further to the right, it will be another apparent central rotation. the stars appear to going in the same direction. So looking through a spherical apparatus, I should say, because we don't know what the actual so-called dome is made of. We can say it appear to be like glass because it appears to be see-through or transparent, right? We don't see a glass or a dome, right? Sometimes glass can look so clean that it looks like there's nothing there. That's why people walk into sliding doors, but the glass be so clean, it looks like there's nothing there. That's how, transparent glass can be. So as far as seeing a dome or whatever, regardless, the distortion is still going to be there as far as the curving of the so-called firmament or whatever it is.
That's distortion.
Do you not see distortion in the video that I shared? Yes. Through a curved apparatus, yes, it's distortion.
Brandon, are you going to let me talk at any point?
Yeah, you can get back in. You can get back in there, Steven. Just let him finish his submission because last I checked, you went on a little, you had your soliloquy moment, so let him have his.
No, that's fair, G. Because I'm sorry, Z. I was talking a lot, and I was cutting you off.
Y'all both was talking a lot.
I was, yeah, that's true. But you got it, Steven. I'll land.
Y'all both ain't shit. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll respond to the first video. The first video is still impossible on a flat Earth, and it's impossible because you can't have this second center of stars that the sky is rotating around. It's just not possible. If you have this hemispherical dome of stars, they can only rotate around 1 point, not 2 points. The only way that you can have 2 points is if you're looking at a celestial sphere of stars, and there's and that whole sphere is rotating, and now there are 2 points of stars, 2 points that all the stars are rotating around.
Can I ask you a question, Steve?
One around the second pole. No, Brandon. I waited very patiently.
I'm talking about as far as when you're done.
No.
That's what I'm
No.
Just footnoted Brandon. When he's complete, then
You can actually, when he's finished, you can ask me whatever question.
I was waiting unbelievably patiently. Second, on this video of I don't know, this magnifying glass thing. This is not how it would work. Even if the world was flat, that is not what a flat earther observes. So you were showing it through the middle of the magnifying glass. That would be from the perspective of the North Pole. If you were on a Gleason map, so to speak, and the North Pole would look straight up and see like a single star, the North Star, and all the stars rotating around it. It doesn't look at all like what you're proposing. Second is if you're hypothetically on the equator, which is more indicative of what you're showing, it still wouldn't look like that, because what you're seeing in the video that you sent me, if you notice on these two apparent like places where they sort of orbit around hypothetically in this glass thing, you're noticing these incredibly distorted images of stars. You're noticing chromatic aberrations where it gets all rainbowy. You're noticing that the stars are no longer in the shape that they usually are. These are not things that we observe in real life. We don't observe these chromatic aberrations closer to the centers of the stars. We don't observe that at all. We don't observe distortions like the distortions that you're seeing in the glass. They're just as clear as day looking up at the North Pole as clear as day looking up at the equator, which is just as clear as day as looking up on the South Pole, which indicates that these distortions aren't distorting. They're not distortions. They would show visual distortions if they were distorting, but we don't see that, which is indications that this is.
Alright, you repeated this 3 times, bro. Like, you don't have to keep repeating yourself. So if you look at my PTR, this will be a panoramic view of somebody at the equator looking, from north or south to north, one or the other, right? He had to use 2 cameras for this, right? As you can see, the stars are going in one direction, right? one direction, bro, and that's from east to west. Okay? If you look to your left, that will be one apparent central point of rotation. You look to your right, it'll appear to another central point of rotation, right? That's one rotation, not two. It's only one rotation. It appears to be two, okay? So as far
I'm not saying it's two rotations.
So as far as the you said that already. You just said that.
No, I'm not saying it's two rotations. I'm saying there are two centers of.
You just said it's two. You just said two. That's two, right? It's one
It's
rotation.
two centers of stars, not two rotations.
Okay, bro. It's one rotation. You do okay. So when you're in the
I'm saying there is one rotation.
Hold on, bro. Let me ask my questions. I'm gonna answer my questions. When you're facing south, which direction, as far as cardinal direction, are the stars going?
Cardinal direction? They're going
You know what cardinal directions are? North, south, east, or west. Okay, so when you're facing north, which cardinal direction are the stars going?
East to west.
Okay, so that's one. Is that one rotation or two?
It's
one. Is that one rotational path or two? Answer my question directly, bro. Is that one rotational path or two? Okay, then. So you can't say two rotations when it's only one. Okay, you just said two. You just said it.
I said two centers of stars.
A couple of seconds ago, you just said two rotations.
There's two centers of stars. There's two places
two centers of
in the
stars.
Sky.
What is going around those stars? That's two central points of rotation that you're claiming, bro. You're just removing the word rotation. You're keeping two central pointers of stars. But that includes the rotation of the stars, bro. Why are you trying to get away from it?
Hold on a second, fellas, just to help y'all out. You can't have two central points of the same rotation.
You can't.
You actually can.
And it happens, and it's clearly observable anywhere in the southern hemisphere, Joe.
He did misunderstanding of a parent and what's right?
So, brother Aaron, I don't think you understand what I was saying. All right. The Earth rotates east to west, right? If you have two separate points,
the Earth rotates west.
It's actually west to east.
Okay, west to east. If you have two separate points where you see west to east happening as the progenitor spot, that is two sources of the same rotation. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, two locations of the same rotation. Two observations of the same right.
Yeah.
Does that mean that
it's one rotation?
It's one rotation.
So if I have, for instance, to lamify this a little bit more, I'm saying you guys know what a clockwork whirl is when it comes to hair? It's called a clockwork whirl. You know what that is? All right. So the point where your hair starts, right? When you cut your hair, the barber can see the point where your hair starts and then wraps around your head and it rotates around.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking of that.
Have you ever seen someone with more than one clockwork whirl?
Not unless they also have a beard.
I like that.
And then that would be a good example of how it would actually work.
Whole time it'd still be one rotation.
I agree, Brandon. We've been over this a million times. I agree that there's.
So why are you going to the star trails to make it seem like that's a proof of something?
It is a proof of something.
Hold on. I have a son with not one, not two, because I cut his hair. Not one, not two, but 3 clockwork whirls in his head, which is very rare for a human. 2, you will see. 1, you will see. 3 is very rare. He has 3. 1 in the front of his head by his forehead, 1 in the back left-hand side of his head at the top, and 1 at the lower right-hand side of his head at the bottom near the tape line. He has 3 separate clockwork whirls. But in cutting his hair for years, I realized that even though there are 3 different points where the hair starts, they don't interject or they don't impede on one another. They actually complement one another. Like each 3 points all go into the same systematic placement of hair on his head. Right? And I just want to throw that out there, just because there's multiple points where a rotation can seem to start, it doesn't mean that it's not all one rotation, like the brother Brandon was saying. But y'all go ahead though.
No, Brandon believes there's one rotation.
It's not a belief. How you just conceded that it's one rotation? How is that a belief when you?
No, we agree.
No, you conceded.
We all. No.
That. So
there wasn't a concession.
I was speaking, bro. You responded. I'm just going to finish speaking. So when it comes to the Earth, as you know, it is claimed to be going from west to east. So that'll give the stars, that give the rotation of the stars east to west. That's one rotation. It appears to be going in separate rotations when there's only one. So I keep being redundant with the word apparent because that's the key word. It's what's in view. That doesn't mean that's actually happening. If we have a wheel and Araya, or iron is standing on the opposite end of that wheel, and I'm on the other end, we're facing each other, but the wheels in the middle of it spinning in one direction, it will be spinning clockwise for him and counterclockwise for me. Does it mean that the wheel is going in two different directions? No. So like, why do we keep like going over this?
Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
Steven is saying it, and now you're defending it. So
I think what he was saying was about the video that you presented when he showed it from the equator. And it has, and then the stars to his left and to the right, those are the two central points. So then the stars are above there. So like he says, there's a lot wrong with it, and I think that's what he was addressing.
What's in my PTR matches what's the magnifying glass video. I'm about to get a pic collage and combine these two, and you can see the matching, what it appears to be the same. Looking through that looking glass or magnifying glass, and the guy taking this picture at the equator with a panoramic view.
Right. That's at the equator, but that camera lens, the camera lens, I'm not sure what type of lens it is, but the way that it's splitting like that, it's showing.
This is a panoramic view. My fault.
Okay. Right. So it's going to give that effect, that curved effect. If you've actually been to the equator before, the stars don't do that. They literally go up over your head and straight down.
Well, this is a panoramic view, right? And I'm assuming this man is at a higher elevation and looking at the stars. So yes, that straight line where it appears to be, we are very small upon this Earth. So places on the equator is very vast to us. So yes, the stars appear to be going straight over our heads. We don't see that curving effect. But a little bit below the equator, a little bit above the equator, you get that effect where it appears to be fanning out. So it's not directly at the equator. I'm pretty sure you'll see the stars going straight over your head. A little bit further south, a little bit further north, you see that, waving out or, fanning out effect. Right? So, yeah, I'm going to put these pictures together.
Are you done with about these star rotations, I would just like to present a video. Basically, everything that will be presented could be physically replicated. Right, we can demonstrate everything we're saying on a tabletop. There's a guy who uses like a dome, and there's like a super fluid that I guess you can replace with like the ether. Put that on top of that, then he like layers up another dome on top of that, and he projects light through that. And let me post it here. He recreated why you would see two different star trails. With the dome of I'm just trying to find this. Copy this real quick. I can post it in the chat. Yeah, but anyway, after I paste this, we can just like dead that. Like, why are there two different star rotations? But yeah, y'all can go ahead. I'm just post this in the chat real quick.
Well, earlier, y'all talk about the star rotations and the North Star being the center star. First question, how do you know that? And then second, I don't think anyone has observed the Southern Cross or Sigma Octans orbiting around the North Star.
So yeah, I posted it in the chat. If you just take a look at the video, it's not long. This pretty much would explain why people see two different star rotations over a flat surface. It's not to scale, but it is proof of concept that this is something that is 100% possible, 100% you can replicate it. It will just need to be bigger. of course, it would need to be bigger, but you can definitely recreate that phenomena. That phenomena has been recreated over a flat surface with a dome over it, with the superfluid on top.
That's from Joseph Henry Lavelle?
Yeah.
And real quick, just to be clear, this is all to prove that the Earth is flat, right? That's what the main argument is about.
This is just proof of concept. This is just proof of concept that we can have a planar, we can be on a planar surface with the star rotations that we see. So when people say, "Oh, how do you have two different Earths?" It's not really like
this is as a result of us.
The gotcha that they're making it out to be.
Yeah, so the observation is not exclusive to either model. So it's not to prove the Earth to be flat, nor is it to falsify the Earth being a globe.
Well, I mean, you kind of are trying to falsify the Earth.
No, what I'm trying to do is let you know that there's no exclusivity when it comes to this observation. That's right. What I'm trying to do. I'm not saying this because the Earth is flat or the Earth is a globe. That's not my argument.
You're telling us that the science that we know now, they're telling you the Earth is a ball spinning. That it's not true. That's what you guys are arguing.
No. And this particular Star Trek argument is to say that there is no exclusivity. I'm not arguing for the flat Earth, nor am I trying to debunk the globe. What I'm saying is this works on both models. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that the globe is false right now in this particular argument. No. And if I change my PTR, you can see how it looks similar. You had if the observer was at the equator, look and have a panoramic view, this is what would it look like if they're able to see the entire sky from this position, right? So at the top will be the magnifying glass. You can see a central point of rotation to your left and a central point of rotation to your right. And the stars that appear to go up and over, the observer at supposedly at the equator.
But at the equator, you don't see that. It's the lens that makes it.
You keep saying that, right?
Yeah, because I've been to the equator before.
It's not. I'm not saying that's not the.
He doesn't want to argue, bro. Because it's like, look, it's an arc.
Chilla, what are you talking about, bro? I'm not trying to argue.
You're just throwing confusion in the mix, bro, for whatever reason. What we're saying is, bro. First
of all, Chilla, what you brought up, Brandon already brought up what you brought up. We were already addressing what.
No, he brought up a Joseph Hammond. He brought a third observation, bro.
Yeah, we're talking about star rotations.
Well, what I'm saying is, right.
We was already talking about it before Chilla got on stage.
So from you, all right, being at the equator, looking up at the sky versus a panoramic view from a certain point or location, that's a difference in observation.
No, with the naked eye, though.
Huh?
With the naked eye. It was with the naked eye.
That's cool. I'm not.